Hey, buddy, man. Yeah, buddy. What's up, y'all? What up? What up? What up? We had to wait for a couple folks to get up in here, you know. We got Avery in the chat, Bunny's in the chat, Dakota's in the chat, some of the rest of y'all in the back, man. Not typing nothing, but it's all good because we're here for now, for a little while. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, let's start the show. Let's get going with the show. You know, here we go, y'all. Back in today's Gone with the Horde Assault. Yeah, we're going to Lost Lake, right? Yeah, we could. Yeah, okay, yeah. Can you believe we did the whole stream with just this one map last time? I think that's because we spent most of our time talking. But anyway, I appreciate y'all being here, man. Hit the like button on the way in if you haven't already. All right. Subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already, too. You know what I mean? Do that, too. Would you? You know what I mean? But yeah. Anyway, we're going to Lost Lake. So let's do that. Militia Deacon. I'll leave it up to y'all, man. Who y'all want to pick? We pretty much have everybody unlocked now. So how many people is that? Was that 18 players, 18 characters? Yeah, do it by number, man. I'll just run through them right quick. Y'all see them on the screen and shit, you know, whichever one, man. Oh, she always wants this. Oh, Lord. All right. All right, Avery, I got you. Yep. All right. Well, hold on a sec, y'all. 1 second. All right, man. My bad, dog. I had to make sure my son was good. The boy's sitting up with me, sitting right next to me. But yeah, what's up? We got Bulletproof TV in the house. What up, bro? What up, dog? Yeah, y'all ready to go? Y'all ready to get going with the show, man? We head to Lost Lake. So no more point in waiting. We ain't finna wait. Going to Lost Lake. Let's go. Oh shit. I clicked all out the shit. Okay, let's go, man. Let's go. All right, we gotta get 1.5 million. We could do that. That's gonna be easy. Is the Mirror's game just not? I don't think the game is getting any more difficult. You know what I mean? Like it just feels like the game is got the same shit going on, don't it? I think the only major difference is how many points we gotta get. Other than that, it's the same shit. I tell you what, boy, though, it's hot as fuck outside today. Like it's hot. Okay, like it's real hot. Like steamy hot, you know, it's humid and just hot, man. It's the worst. It's the worst, dog. This kind of weather you want to go swimming in or something, you know? Might as well with how damp it is and shit, you know what I mean? Alright, we rolling out to, yeah, quite a few of these around here. Let me see, what? Oh, this is a sawmill. I'm actually gonna go to, we'll circle around. So I'll go here and then shoot down through. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's good. Although we're closest to this one. Why not, man? Let's just go here. We finna hit these hella fast back to back. Watch. We ain't finna ass around and just be doing a bunch of bullshit, bunch of dumb bullshit. You know, we heading straight to these boxes, dog. One after another. As long as we got the points to get them. You know what I mean? Straight up. We ain't playing around today. Okay, the only thing we playing is the game, but we ain't gonna let the game play us this time. You know? Not today, man. If it ever happened before, it ain't happening today, you know? It ain't happened today. Okay, so let's see, I got 50 seconds left. I'm gonna grab as much as I can. And then we're gonna grab that chest, grab that box, and keep it pushing. Because even if we went to the next one right now, I wouldn't be able to open it. Be no point for real. What we got out here? Oh, there's one zombie that don't blow up. Oh shit, what the fuck? All I heard was where it came from. See, look at that. The zombies ain't blowing up. What's going on here, bro? Okay, that one did. That's good to know, I guess. That. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck going on, man. Okay, here we go. We got something good. There we go. We got something good, man. The game threw me a bone. That's what's up. Look at the mug didn't even blow up. Why we got shit over here blowing up? Oh fuck. Wait. Oh shit. Wait. Hold on. Where'd those zombies come from? Are they part of the horde? I'm so confused. Did y'all see that shit? I remember, you know, some of y'all was here last time, man, when we played this, and that same exact shit happened. Around the middle of the road, where just a whole pile of zombies just like got clumped up and dropped out the sky. It was weird. That shit was hella weird to see. But this time it's not as many. And they're hella far spread out. Dude, what? Either my aim is off or the game is fucking tripping. Come on, man. Bro, look at my aim, bro. I'm like all over the place and shit. Probably got one more left and that's it. I like how I go like this and flashlight's still shining behind me. Like, where's the flashlight coming from? It's just a made-up light? Y'all seeing this? Watch this. Where's the flashlight coming from? You see what I'm saying? Like, what's going on there? I just tripped off this. Look. It's like the shit just popping up just randomly. And when I say randomly, I mean like it's not attached to nothing, you know? You can't see the source of the light. It's weird. Who knows? Maybe the flashlight was an afterthought. They was like, yeah, this game is kind of dark. What can we do about that? Just put like a little light. Just put a light on the character. Just kind of have it hover. You know what I mean? And anytime they turn the camera like this, it'll always be right in front of their camera. Like always in view, no matter where the character is facing, you know? Y'all know what's up with that. Let me see. I'm not going to worry about the nest. We got 90,000 points, which is not enough necessarily. Hold on. Get that. I ain't worried about the zombie right here. Hella dumb and slow. Alright, I'm gonna go, we're gonna still swoop down and across. Yeah, a lot of stuff that's up north I ain't gonna worry about. Hey, hold on a sec, y'all. One second. Alright, I'm back, y'all. Yeah, my son was just sitting here looking at me. Like, let me pick this boy up, man. Sitting in his little seat, he looking at me all sad with his eyes and everything. Like, alright, boy, come on. I can't look at my son with that little sad face, man. Making me feel bad. Like, alright, man, come on up here with me then. What the hell was that? I see this person. I don't know what else is going on right here. Yo, can y'all still hear me alright, though? I'm kind of like a little bit far away from the mic because of where I'm holding my boy right now. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, shit. That was ended it right there, boy. It was almost completely over. That would have been messed up. What was that, Jalisco? What up, bro? What's he yelling about? What the fuck? Shoot your dumb ass now. Let's see. I think we talked about this before. You said where I get my voice. We talked about this before, bro. You already know. Angelisko, why you keep changing your name, bro? I know it's you, but every time you come over here, you got like a new name, new identity, all these new aliases and whatnot, just switching it up. Living that internet life, man. Got all the different personas and whatnot. I call them internet identities, you know what I mean? Look at his dumb ass running into shit. Look at this. Bro, fucking up my health and everything. Come on, man. We gotta hurry up and get this next spot. We gotta hurry up and see what they got, man. But yeah, can y'all hear me good from right here? It's a little bit easier to hold it this way. I got my boy with me right now, so my little son, I'm holding him. You know what I mean? I could multitask. I could definitely play and talk and all that type of shit at the same time, but I'm not gonna be able to have the mic as close. You know what I mean? Oh, we ain't got nothing good in this fucking box. This is bullshit. Well, I mean, whatever. I ain't gonna worry about it. Let's see here. Yep, my dad, yep. He said before this one, my account got either taken down or banned. Dad, what happened, bro? How you get your account banned? He said, because I'm guessing it's because of the word cartel. I'm guessing people don't like the word cartel. Oh, it could have been like somebody reported your account or some shit. That's interesting. You said because you haven't been making any bad or disrespectful comments anywhere. I mean, yeah, you have. You definitely haven't here. You know, I haven't had no issue with you here. You know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure somebody reported it. You know, people. We're living in a time now where you got a lot of people who are afraid, especially what was going on with the immigrants and whatnot to come across the border illegally over the last 4 years here in America. A lot of them actually are for real cartel members and shit. You know what I mean? And not all of them are South Americans and Hispanic people and shit, and Mexicans. A lot of them are fucking people from just other nations across the planet. Straight up. So, you know, we got a lot of fucking people here, and some of them are good people, I'm pretty sure of that, but a lot of them, I'm sure there's a lot of fucking, you know, bad, evil motherfuckers that just got across. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know for a fact there's at least some. I mean, that's obvious, you know what I mean? But, yeah, it's all bad. So, you know, a name like that is definitely going to grab some bad attention. You know what I'm saying? You got some people that are overly spooked nowadays, you know? I mean, the cartel ain't nothing to fuck with, but still, I mean, on the internet, bro, people don't take that serious. Like, I would just say it this way. The reason why I find it funny is because if someone was really in the cartel, if someone was really in any cartel of any kind, it wouldn't be in their fucking name. Not on a YouTube account, you know what I'm saying? So it's laughable that somebody would report your account, but I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened. You know, like I said, people just paranoid and shit. Avery ran out of deodorant. Well, gotta get some more then, you know? That's why they sell it. That's why they keep making them. Because they know that people are going to use them up. Wouldn't it be nice, though, if there were some things in life? Like, let me ask y'all, what things in life would you like for there to be, like, unlimited uses out of? You know, for example, it could be deodorant, like in Avery's case, or toothpaste, or even, like, I don't know. Maybe let's not do food. Like, let's do, like, useful things. Like, food is useful, but I mean, that's something you eat. You know, I'm talking about stuff that, like, you can't eat. Because food, we already know, is never going to be unlimited as far as, like, how long it lasts. Once you eat it, the shit's gone. But, like, other than money, like, the shit that money can buy. You see what I mean? Like, what would you rather have something that never ran out of? That way you wouldn't have to keep spending money on it.
I can use these.
Or you just wouldn't have to go out and get more of it. You see what I mean? Order more of it or have to go to the store and get it. Is that a fucking bear? Oh shit. Oh shit. Can I outrun the bear? Oh shit. Woo. Big thick neck ass bear, boy. Shit. Dog, look at this. At least it's a stupid bear, right? Oh, you heard me say that too. He just tried to fucking tackle my ass. Get your big ass back. Fuck. Oh shit, that was my fault. Oh shit. God damn. Fuck. Okay, dog, this is a fucking problem. This is definitely a problem. Get your ass back, bear. I wonder when the water put the fire out. Okay, maybe not. That's good. That bear finna die though, boy. As soon as I blow up a few zombies right behind me, he's fucking gone. Look at him running too. He knows he knows the time has come. Them zombies will eat that fucking bear up, dog. Look at him. Blow that shit up. Straight dusted those zombies, boy. They can't keep up with me. Might as well just wait, get this last one, or last few. Look how damn spaced out they were. I was spaced out too. Alright, 1 second, y'all, 1 second. All right, cool. We good now, man. We good. We good. Appreciate your patience. My son's occupied now. He's preoccupied with his food, with his bottle, and whatnot. So yeah, we good. We good. We good. Let's see. Every say I smell like ass. Well, damn, maybe you take a shower then. Take a shower and hold on. There is like a natural alternative to deodorant. I'm trying to think. Damn, what was it? Oh man, because I actually went back to using deodorant. You know what I mean? I used to just use the natural method. I forgot what the fuck it was though, because it's something you could use that like is pretty much just as effective. It just doesn't have like the cologne or perfume scent. You know what I'm saying? Like what's it called? A lot of these name brand things, they got all these like really unique smells to them, very powerful. So it ain't gonna smell like that. Oh fuck, what was it? I forgot exactly what it was I used. It's been a while. But yeah, I didn't wear deodorant for like a whole year because I was using like this natural stuff. And the main reason why for that is because like the deodorant had like, it's got like aluminum in it and shit like that, a lot of other different chemicals and whatnot that you really don't want in your body because if you think about it, anything you put in your skin is going to go into your bloodstream. Our skin is very porous, even though it kind of doesn't look like it, at least at first glance. But like, yeah, yep, shit will soak right into your skin, man, right into your bloodstream, straight up. Anyway, let's see. Okay, water. I like the idea of that. But see, water is not necessarily something you have to go out and get. If you live in like any developed nation for real, then there's usually running water. But I'm talking about like something that like you got to replenish, something that you can literally use up and it's gone. Even like cologne, like we were just talking about, cologne perfume. Once you use up the whole bottle, it's gone. You got to go to the store and get some more. Toothpaste, shit like that. Yeah, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and it doesn't have to be toiletries or like cosmetic things. It don't have to be nothing like that, but just in general, what would y'all say is the one thing that you wish you could just have a bunch of, or it just never ran out, like it was unlimited, and you didn't have to actually go out and get more and more of? You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let's catch it with the chat though. He said, "I'm rooting for the bear at this point. Why? Against the zombies or against me?" Eyeliner, okay. Bunny said eyeliner. That's what's up. We say ammo. I mean, listen. We gonna get some more. Plus, we got the saddlebags on the bike. He said, can the bear turn to a zombie bear? I think the bear we just killed was a zombie bear for real. But yeah, no, they can. Yeah, like I've never seen one like actually transform, but you can run into either normal ones or zombie ones. Yeah, they're either gonna be normal, regular old ass bears, or they're gonna be they got a name for them, but yeah, essentially they're zombie bears. Yeah. Avery sweats a lot. I understand that. I'm very similar to that. I think it also depends on what I eat. Like sometimes I might eat some food that make my body heat go up. And then if it's humid and fucking like damp outside and it's hot, then I'm gonna be sweating a lot, man. But look, think of it this way. It actually is better to sweat than to not sweat. Because if you don't sweat, you're not getting out toxins out your body. You know what I mean? At least not through that way. Because you can get toxins out your body through numerous different ways, like a whole bunch of different ways. A number of different ways. But yeah, sweat's one of them. And people don't, I guess, notice, right? A lot of people don't they're not aware of this, but when you breathe out, you're expelling toxins. And as a matter of fact, when you're losing weight and losing fat and shit like that, when you breathe out, you're breathing out fat molecules. You know? Yep. Yep. It's crazy, isn't it? He called me Dr. Oren. That's kind of funny you said that because when I was in high school, I actually wanted to go to college to be a doctor. You know? And I changed my mind. I changed my mind like maybe my sophomore or junior year in high school. I was like, yeah, fuck being a doctor, bro. Like, straight up. And I had a very valid reason, at least for me, why I didn't want to do that. Mainly just because, I start to understand, like, yeah, I'm going to be in a position where people are going to rely on me for their health and their well-being and whatnot, which is great. And I have a care for that. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely am interested enough to try to help people. But at the same time, like, I don't want to be in a position to, like, tell somebody something or have a patient or some shit like that, and something happens to them, you know, and not necessarily because of something I did, but because of something maybe I couldn't do, or maybe they just didn't take my advice and then hear the news. It's difficult, at least in my mind, to have patience and lose them or see tragic things happen to people, and then you're supposed to be the answer giver. You know what I mean? So that's tough. So yeah, I changed my mind. I was like, nah, I don't want to be a doctor. It sounds fucking stressful. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'd be stressed the hell out being a doctor. Because if I were to be a doctor, I would be like a damn good one. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be a doctor that goes in there and just writes prescriptions all fucking day and says, "Here you go." And as they walk out the door, I'm sitting there rubbing my hands together, thinking of the payday I'm finna get, the bonus I'm finna get from the company and shit. Like, oh yeah, we just another fucking patient on Ozempic. There you go. There you go. Whoever makes what is that? Pfizer that makes that shit. Whichever company makes Ozempic, we gonna be like, yeah, buddy. That's how they be doing, man. They fucking write your prescription. As you walk your ass out the door, sitting there thinking you just got some help, they just made some money off the top of your head, boy. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. So I wouldn't be a doctor like that. Like if I wrote prescriptions for people, it would be because it's absolutely fucking necessary. Like they're gonna die if I don't do this. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, I'm gonna tell them like, what the fuck? Like, yo, what do you eat? Let's start there. Like, you know what I mean? That usually is the source and the root of all fucking people's problems. Unless you have some major genetic issue going on, usually if someone has something that, a disease they've acquired, just through poor diet and lifestyle, then that's just what it is, man. It's just like, well, what do you eat? What do you do every day? Do you smoke? Do you drink? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Now, I'm not going to say that bad things are going to happen to you if you do them things, but yeah, if you do them often or do them, if you do them at all, it's not good. But if you do them often, for sure, it's going to cause some problems, So, yep, I'm just passing on that knowledge, man. Okay, so Avery said TP, so toilet paper. She wishes she had unlimited resource of. I would say fucking what's it? Paper towels, man. Since we talking about that kind of shit, if you think about paper towels, man, like some people don't care, but for me, I use paper towels like all the time. You know what I mean? Like especially if I rinse my hands off. Because sometimes when I be eating food, man, I'll eat with my hands. And, when I go to the sink to rinse my hands, I need to dry my hands off. I don't want to dry my hands off on my clothes all the time or fucking use a towel in the bathroom all the time. A paper towel, man, boom, grab that. You know what I'm saying? So paper towel, I would love to have just unlimited paper towels. But I'm sure there's probably a more beneficial thing than paper towels. It's just all top of my head. That's what I think about, you know. That's the first thing I think about. Nair said, Aaron, if you was an animal, what would you be? I'll be a better fly. What you talking about, Avery? I mean, Nair. You'll be a better fly. Oh, but I guess you mean butterfly, right? But Nair, that's not an animal though. That's a bug. You know what I'm saying? That's a bug. If we talking about bugs, I want to be a beetle or a dragonfly or a praying mantis, something like that. But if we talking about animals, let me think. Some kind of, I think I want to be like an eagle or some shit. Something that can fly. You know what I mean? That would be sick. Because every other animal, that's cool, man, whatever, but they walk around like us for the most part. Or they swim, which whatever the fuck. Like, I don't want to be in the water all the time. You know what I mean? I'd rather be high above the sky, man, flying around all the fucking time. Yeah, that'd be sick. Out of harm's way. You can see shit for miles and miles. That'd be sick, man. You can go wherever you want to go. As long as your wings can take you there, you know? Jalisco said he definitely Dr. Owen. Well, I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. Every guy to handle her business. Uh, duh, 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 duh. I hear her every day with the rat. Every day she calling her some people rat. You say you didn't get into high school classes? What happened? What, your teacher failed you for real? Hey, you better tell your parents and handle that straight up. You better talk to your parents and let them handle that. Because I'm gonna just say this: I don't know the situation. If you did the work, and from talking to you, I can tell that you're intelligent. Like every time you talk in this chat right here, I can just pick up that you're an intelligent person. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know how you are in your personal life, but yeah, from the interactions we've had here in this chat, you definitely seem to have some sense about you. So I'm pretty sure you're diligent about getting your work done, right? But probably better than me, shit, when I was that age. Uh, but yeah, I think it's safe to assume that your teacher is just incompetent. I could be wrong. It could be all on you. You could have literally just failed because, a multitude of factors. But yeah, I would bet on the fact that maybe your teacher's just fucking lazy or they're incompetent, something, you know. Just go say, what about drawing on your shirt and then turning your shirt inside out? No, who's gonna do that, man? You do that, Jalisco? You say you draw your hands on your shirt and then turn your shirt inside out. First of all, what's that gonna solve? The shirt's gonna be wet on the inside and the outside. It might be a little bit less visible on the inside when you flip it, but you got your tag showing. You know what I'm saying? You got the little inseam showing on the fucking arms and the around the collar and shit. No, I've actually never done that. Now I have dried my hands off of my shirt before, which I'm sure every person has. At least in general, I think most people have done that. But do I like to do that? No. Because then for like the next 15, 20 minutes, maybe longer, you got like, fucking wet stains on your shirt. You know what I mean? You got wet patches. Look like, you know, and people don't know what that is. They see that and like, why is your shirt wet in random spots? It'd be one thing if you was sweating or if it was raining, but you got like hand blotch marks all on your shit. It's like, oh, come on. Yeah, so nah, I don't like to do that for real. It's funny though, when I'm at home and I do that, my lady's like, don't do that in front of him because he's going to pick up on that. He's going to be doing it. I'm like, man, he's going to do it regardless. My son's going to do that shit regardless. I already know. But I'm going to teach him, hey, son, don't do that. You're going to mess up your clothes. I just do it because I'm at home. You know what I mean? If I'm not going nowhere, why should I care? You know? But no, paper towels are way more convenient, straight up. Way more convenient. She didn't fail you, you just didn't get in? Oh, I mean, because you got one more year, right? That's all that is. I mean, a goal, but if you don't get there, then, don't let it get to you. I'm right in saying this, right? Like you got one more year left to get there, so you was trying to get there early or something like that. This goes for anything in life, okay? This goes for anything. You can still graduate early once you get in high school. I think right now you're a little young to be worried about that. Once you get into high school and you start taking certain classes, there will be opportunities and different things you can do in high school that will allow you to get out faster. That way you can graduate when I did. I was 17 when I graduated high school. You know what I'm saying? I was actually 17 years old when I got up out of high school. Now, that's not early. Some people might be graduating like fucking 15, 16 years old and shit. But no, I got out at 17. You know, I was happy about that. I was happy about that for sure. But what was I saying? Yeah, so, oh, wait, what? Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, look, this applies to anything in life, folks. All right, y'all listening, man, pay very, very close attention. Very close attention to what I'm about to say to you. It doesn't matter how big your goal is in life, right? Sometimes the big goals are really good to have because it gives you like a lot of ambition to aspire to accomplish, But, if you don't get, if you don't reach the goal in the time frame you wanted to, it doesn't mean like it's the end of the world necessarily. Like, let's say, I always use, fitness as a analogy for this because it's perfect. Think about a person who has something big coming up. It might be their fucking birthday, or they might be going on vacation, or it might be some job related thing, a work related situation where they got to lose weight in a certain period of time, right? Now, you can do a whole lot to get there, especially if you have the knowledge base. I could show somebody how to lose a certain amount of weight in a very short period of time. I'm not going to get into that here, though. If y'all want to hit me up on that, man, hit me up on IG for the coaching and the one-on-one shit. But anyway, but no, you can have a person who has a goal to lose a certain amount of weight in a period of time, right? And then that day comes and they didn't reach that goal. But think about it this way. They lost weight still. I'm sure if they did things to get to that goal, then they would have, lost some amount of weight. So the point being is this, right? Let me just summarize it. It doesn't matter, like, if you achieve your goal in the time frame you want to or not, especially if it's a big goal, like a real, like, ambitious goal that you know is going to be hard to achieve. As long as you are taking the steps necessary to, like, accomplish that goal, then I'm very, very, very certain that there will be things that you not only, gain and accomplish along the way, but you will also learn a whole lot too. You see my point? So just think of things like that. Always look for the silver lining, folks. That's the whole point of everything in life. No matter how fucked up things are, even real bad situations. If you're still alive, the way I look at it, there's still a reason, right? Even for the people that don't believe in God or whatever, that's whatever to me, right? Because I've seen enough evidence to know that this, it's real. It's real. You know what I'm saying? Things exist that we probably don't really understand or know what they are, but there's things out there that exist that are beyond us. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, just understand that you're still alive for a reason, and even if things are real fucked up and bad, it ain't over yet. You know what I'm saying? What up, Chris? What up, bro? Every time, man. Let's see. Just go say I want to be a tiger because it's one of the most dangerous and strongest animals in the world. A tiger, though. But what can beat up a tiger? Let me see. A gorilla, right? Couldn't a gorilla fuck up a tiger? I feel like a gorilla would beat the shit out of a tiger. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, probably snap his neck or some shit. I don't know. Gorilla's actually the real king of the jungle if you think about it. You know what I'm saying? Because gorillas are big as fuck. They really are. They really are. But I like that one. I like that one, a tiger. Yeah, I would like to fly around. You know what I mean? And the reason why I don't want to be a gorilla is because it's too much like a person. I want to be something that's different. If I want to be any animal at all, I'd rather be something that's like beyond anything a fucking person could be. Now we probably will have like flying capabilities down the road, like to where they'll be commercially used. But then again, how the fuck is that gonna look? Imagine like a society where 10 to 20% of the population has like flying capabilities. You know how crazy that would be? Even just that small number. Imagine 10 to 20% of all people on Earth, or even just in America, have the ability to fly around. Bro, that would look fucking nuts. That would really look damn crazy, bro. That's 2 out of every 100 people at least. Or no, I'm tripping. 2 out of 10. Yeah, I said 100. The fuck? It's 2 out of every 10 people. So imagine that on average. You just see groups of people just flying around all the time, dude. Like, hey, where you going? Going to work? Hey, where you going? Going to get some food? Hey, where you going? Yeah, you know what I mean? All type of shit, boy. Imagine a society like that, dude. I'm getting off into all type of random thoughts right now. Anyway, why Naira take the message away? She deleting her messages, folks. She must have said something she didn't want to say. Uh, yep, it's just one test, try harder. That's a good way of looking at it. Yep, just do better. You got an F on your test, Naira. Yeah, I mean, look, a failure just lets you know, like, hey, you didn't apply yourself enough, or you don't know enough yet. You see what I mean? It's one of those two things. Either you didn't, like Avery said, either you didn't try hard enough, or what you can do is just not good enough. And if that's the case, really, you know, I think it's worse to know the shit and not apply yourself and fail just by default. It's a better situation to know that, or to discover that you don't know enough. And if you fail something or don't, do this whatever thing you had your mind on, then you got to go back to the drawing board and learn more. I think that's better. I think it's better than being lazy and just saying, whatever. Yeah, I had a test to take, but I was tired that day because I didn't get good sleep the night before because I stayed up late because I just wanted to fucking do whatever I wanted to do. So you see how like chain of events happen, like one decision could impact many, many others. And I've actually experienced this many times myself. Like a perfect example, like the whole sleep thing. Let's say you got something important to do the next day, and for whatever reason, maybe it's the excitement, maybe it's just because you're caught up in whatever you're doing, or you maybe had caffeine too late in the day or some shit, but you just can't get your ass to bed, even knowing that what you got to do the next day is super important. Now you're fucked. You know what I'm saying? Now you're really screwed because not only did you waste time, I'm pretty sure most people that stay up late just for the sake of being up late don't really get a whole lot done. They're just kind of awake just because they have the insomnia or whatever. They might just be doing something that they'd rather do other than just going to bed. But now the next day comes, the shit is here, the day has arrived. Whatever it is that you had to do, now you got to fucking do it. And either you're going to go do it tired or you're going to try to find a way to avoid doing it. But either way, it's a bad situation, So it's better just to not understand and learn than to already know better and then fucking not do the thing you know you should be doing. Does that make sense? I know it's like a really long-winded way of putting it, but yeah. You don't want to know better and then just kind of go against your better judgment. Like, yeah, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Like, that's just, come on now. And I'm sure we've all been at fault for that, but at some point, man, the less often you do that, the better things will be. Straight up. Nair said, no, I try my best. My teacher's mean. Well, I mean, you can't really say that. I don't think teachers just fail kids because they're mean. There's something to that. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't generally think that teachers fail kids because they're mean. I think the teacher, even if they're a mean teacher or a nice teacher, they're going to still do their job if they're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? But then again, who knows? There's probably some corruption going on in these schools, man. Especially nowadays, boy. These teachers teaching weird shit to these kids. Yeah, boy. It's a different time. Definitely a different time. But I'm pretty sure that shit gonna get up out of there. They got Trump in office, man, and a lot of these folks that voted for him don't play that shit. They don't want their kids being taught this goofy shit in school, you know what I mean? I sure in the hell don't. Luckily for me, my son is young, so he's not going to be in school for many years. But, yeah, I don't appreciate the bullshit they teaching these kids, man. Because it's like, why the fuck, What purpose does this serve? Anyway, you said I just wanted to see what you say. What you talking about? I forgot the question. Yep. Avery's older than you, Naira. Yep. She'll be 17 when you graduate. That's good. That's good. My bad, y'all. I had a yawn. Um, Naira said, I love God. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here. I mean, I agree with that. I think everyone wouldn't be here if it wasn't for God. If you think about it, like on a just straight up literal basis, right? And see, the thing about life, man, that trips me out is we really don't know all the answers. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a whole lot of random, strange things that we have no clue about. Like, if you think about think back to ancient civilizations. It's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, the stuff they were doing, how they were living, their belief systems. And it's a lot of stuff, man. The fucking artwork, the designs, the architecture, the statues, the traditions. it's crazy, man. The access to knowledge they had, how they ran their societies. When you start to think back to like cultures and people around the world from like thousands of years ago, not just hundreds, but I'm talking about like thousands, because people have been around for a long time. We really don't know. Archaeologists say certain numbers, and they talk about dinosaurs were here millions of years ago and all this other shit. We really don't fucking know. Like, let's just be straight up about that. There's no way to tell for sure, like down to like an exact number, because all we're doing is like carbon dating shit and looking at ice, like sticks of ice to see like how it froze over time, and to kind of like using knowledge and science we have today to kind of like make super educated guesses. But we can't look at a thing and a clock and it just says, oh, this clock has been running for 1 billion years. Okay, everything's 1 billion years old. Like, we don't really know this shit. But we know some things. We know at least from other times that people were alive, where we could look at how they were going about things, their writings and shit like that. And we could be like, oh, people have been around for at least this long. Like, what year is this? And they got years and dates and stuff like that written in certain places. So we can understand some of what's going on, but we don't know for sure. I think we have a really good idea, but we don't know for sure. So think about that. When you think about the concept of God and all that type of stuff, and especially when people wonder if God's real, think about how everything has been for thousands of years. You see my point? It ain't all just by sheer will and fucking determination. There's been things that have happened between now and like so-called beginning of time in history that have happened in such a peculiar way that you're just like, well, that's unique and odd, right? Like, think about the people that have survived crazy situations and they lived to go on and do amazing things that changed the course of history, or at least very substantially impacted it. You see my point? There are actual tales of George Washington, the first president of the United States, how he was in these battles, because this was back when the presidents actually fought in the wars. He was in battles that, like, he was getting shot at, all type of situation where he could have very easily died. And there was like folklore about him that he, wasn't human because he would just survive these like fucking treacherous, like super fucking destructive situations. Like situations that most people would be dead in. You see what I mean? Like, very easily. And it was more than one. It was like numerous occasions. So then you think about like, oh, when you think about people that don't believe in God or don't think that God exists or that nothing exists, then you're kind of like, well, I think there's plenty of evidence throughout history. You see my point? I'm sure everybody's experienced something like that. If you're like around my age, you've experienced something. Straight up. Chris said the 100 men versus silverback debate reminds me how dumb humans can be. Well, Chris, what you think? Who do you think is gonna win that? I'm curious. Let's see. They aren't beating the silverback. Okay, that's what Avery's answer is. Okay. Naira hates her teacher. Okay. Then Avery feels like a failure right now. Okay. Chris said it's unbelievably arrogant, stupid to think they could. Okay, so that's Chris's stance on it. Yep. I mean, listen. I think if 100 men were like some of the most badass men in the world, they could definitely fucking take on a silverback. But here's the thing. If you look at the average man today, no way, bro. You take any random 100 fucking lollipop head ass dudes with like little narrow ass shoulders, little skinny bodies, no muscle tone, fucking walk around goofy with the goofy looking fucking haircuts, and they just bounce around laughing and giggling and shit. They'll get fucking ripped apart by a silverback. You know what I'm saying? They'll get fucking tore up instantly. They will sit. They probably wouldn't even go through with the fight because they wouldn't be able to mentally get into the zone. You know what I mean? Like stoicism. A lot of people think of stoicism as like just sit there and being quiet and just looking mean and fucking just mugging and trying to look like a statue or like a model. No, stoicism is like a mindset too. Being stoic means like you know how to like remain calm in like tough situations, under pressure. You know how to deal with things under pressure. You know how to perform well under pressure. You know what I'm saying? You know how to maintain your cool and like, you know what I mean? Like focus on the shit that's important. Like that stoicism applies to a lot of stuff more than what people probably think. and that's the exact word that I'm gonna use for this. If you have strong, stoic men, right, and I'm talking about literally strong, right, mentally and physically strong men, you know, even though they can't use weapons, I'm sure they would find a way to do something. You know what I mean? If they really had to. But not no average dude nowadays. Fuck no. Fuck no. Dudes out here drinking soy lattes and wearing the little fucking flip flop sandals with no socks on. Or no, not my bad. They wearing the sandals with the socks, with the little shorts, and a little fucking hat with a little tight shirt with the short sleeves. And I'm talking about like a regular short sleeve. I'm talking about like the sleeves are up by their shoulders. Like they got mini sleeve shirts. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, dog. They fucking the sleeves on the shirts are like up by their shoulder, like way above the elbow. Their arms all tight and closed into their chest. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no shoulder, no fucking broad shoulders. The men of today are like not necessarily manly. You know, it's sad to fucking see. It really is. You know. Hey, I'm just David said orange stock. Hey, I'm just keeping it real, straight up. And I'm sure you guys have seen exactly what I'm talking about. I'm sure y'all have seen that shit. You said you're bullying the men nowadays. I'm not bullying nobody. Hey, look, if that applies to you, don't get mad at me. Just change. Unless you like being like that, straight up. Because look, if you are a guy and I just described your ass and you like being like that, then don't mind me. Don't let it bother you. Shit. Because what the fuck does my opinion matter when you like being like that? That shit don't matter then, right? But if it makes you mad and you say, I don't like that he said this, and you go look in the mirror and you're like, because that describes me, then you need to change, straight up. Because if it hurt your feelings that bad, then, obviously you don't like being that way, right? Don't be in denial. Don't live in a delusion. Say, hey, you know what? That is me. Don't get mad at me for saying it. You see my point? Don't get mad at me. What y'all talking about? Anyway, hold on. I'll catch up. We got to catch up. Just gonna say maybe if you're a gorilla, you can be like Caesar from Planet of the Apes. But he ain't a gorilla though, Caesar. There wasn't no gorillas in that movie, was there? I don't remember. I ain't seen the more modern ones. It's been a long time. Let me see. Chris said after the first guy got beheaded with a single punch, the rest of them would run away screaming. Exactly. See, that's a good point. That's basically kind of like, what I was saying too. It's like the dudes now, they don't have no balls. You know what I mean? Like they don't know how to stand their ground. Like, no, fuck this. This gorilla finna die. You know what I mean? Like these folks nowadays ain't gonna sit there and be like, no, this fucking bitch ass gorilla is going down, dog. They killed Johnny, man. You know what I mean? Like there's not gonna be that. They gonna be like, oh shit, we're next, and they gonna fucking run away like Chris said. They gonna sit there and shit they pants. Some of them just gonna be like stunned and they gonna be shocked. They gonna be paralyzed with fear and they gonna be able to run nowhere and they just gonna get their ass fucking ripped up. Straight up. I mean, I hate to say this, man. I'm not saying this with joy or with like a fucking smile on my face, but there's a lot of weak ass dudes nowadays. Like I'm not gonna say most men are weak because I think the society would be worse off if that was reality. But there's a lot of fucking dudes nowadays, bro. A lot of them. I've seen many of them in real life, and I'm just like, come on, bro. Like, where you come from? Who raised you, dog? You know what I'm saying? Like, how you learn how to be like this? You've been watching too much social media, been around too many females or some shit. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with that. But there's a lot of like, I'm not telling you you have to be like, have all these big ass muscles and grow a beard and, all this other shit, like stereotypical manly stuff. But I'm talking about like knowing how to be a man, be responsible, knowing how to be brave, but not stupid. You see the difference? Be brave, but not stupid. A lot of people, they conflate the two. They think, well, I have courage and I'm brave, so let me just put myself in all these different situations. It's like, bro, some things you should just not even fuck with. Like, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, I think more so bravery has a lot to do with, like, doing things that most people would not want to do but are necessary to do. Does that make sense? Rather than saying, "Oh, I'm brave because I jump off a cliff uh, with a fucking," or like I climb a building with no safety gear. Like that's not brave. That's hella stupid. Just to be completely honest. Now, props to the people who do that shit because that's amazing. I'm blown away by it, but I'm not ever gonna say, yeah, keep doing it. Like, yo, take your ass off the side of the damn skyscraper and sit down somewhere before you fucking slide off that bitch and die. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen videos where people be walking like through like beams and stuff. I'm like, bro, if you slip and fall, you're gone. Like, you're just gonna explode. You're gonna hit the ground and like just explode. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna survive. Like, just straight up. But yeah, no, you just gotta be brave. Know how to do the things that are necessary to do. And I'm sure there's more to it, but I can't think of it right now. You know what I mean? But being a man is more than just like a few things that you can do or how you look and shit like that. It's for sure, yeah, it's for sure a mindset. For sure, it's a mindset. You know. But at the same time, you do have a lot of guys nowadays that look real feminine. They act feminine. They talk feminine. All type of shit. So it's kind of like it's bizarre to see. It's bizarre to see. Anyway. What's up, Barbara? I see you in the chat. Oh, it's a lot to read, man. God dang, Wob's hella far back. What is what happens when I be talking so much? Yeah, Lord. Why is Avery named Green? Because she's a member of the channel. Shout out to Avery, man. If y'all want to, man, become a member of the channel, dog. You get to see the live music making replays, the production streams, straight from scratch, man. Just live like that in real time, Watch whenever you want to. But I appreciate you, all y'all who became a member, man. Shout out to y'all. Let's see. Homeschool them. Yeah, I mean, I thought about that. Me and my lady talked about that. At this point, that's the route we're going to go. But then again, we got like a good, 4 or 5 years, maybe a little longer until he actually really starts school. But no, we're going to teach him stuff regardless. Like, he's going to learn shit all along the way. You know what I'm saying? He going to learn shit every day working with us. You know what I'm saying? My little guy is going to learn all he can learn from me and his mom. But, if he were to be able to go to school, that would be great, obviously, for a lot of different reasons. I just right now don't trust the schools, They got a lot of bullshit going on. And I'm sure that'll be different in another 4 or 5 years. But, yeah. Yep. Yep. They're teaching kids weird shit now, man. I'm sure some of y'all that are actually going to physical school, like actually having to go to school, you probably have some teachers that are talking about some real strange shit, man. And I'm talking about all ages, like in high school, middle school, and elementary. Like elementary school, man, that's foul that they're teaching these little kids and stuff. It's foul to me. I'm not gonna go into detail, but it's fucked up. It's bullshit. Let's see. Let's see. Jessica said it was about the drying your hands in your shirt and turning your shirt inside out. But what if you're wearing shorts and you dry your hands in your shorts? I mean, both are the same thing if you think about it, because the shit gonna be wet. You know what I'm saying? You dry your hands in your shirt gonna be wet. Dry your hands in your short's gonna be wet. Now it'll only be like a little splotchy spot. It's not gonna be soaked all over the place, but still it's gonna stand out. It's gonna look crazy. That's my thing about it. It's like if you imagine somebody walk up to you and start talking to you, or like you meet somebody and they got wet stains on their clothes. Are you going to be like, oh, look at this person right here, and start smiling and be like, yeah, you're going to start immediately notice that and like think some shit. You're like, what is that? It might not influence your interaction in a negative way, but you definitely going to notice it and think something of it. You know what I mean? You might think some type of shit about that person. You might be like, oh, what the fuck? I don't even want to shake their hand now. Why are their clothes wet? In random spots, too. Their shirt's all wrinkled and bunched up and it's got like little splotches. Their shorts are wet. What the fuck is that? Did they pee on themselves? What the hell happened here? It's not raining. You look up around you. It ain't raining outside. Where the water on their clothes come from? Or even is that water? What is that on their clothes, man? What is that? Is it food? Is it something else? The fuck is that on their shirt, on their shorts? Like, what's going on here? You know? So, yeah, like I said, when I'm at home, I don't care. It's like whatever. But man, I would never do that shit in public. Never. I not once ever have done that. You know what I'm saying? I can say that. I can say that with like fucking. What's the word? I'm trying to think of the word. With confidence. There's other words I could use. But yeah, ramble on. That's my mom. Look at her. My mom, you know how I am. My own mother said ramble on. I guess it's a good thing, right? She's saying ramble on in a good way. I think so. I hope so. She's saying continue talking, son. That's what we're gonna do, ma. But no, I don't think I've ever done that shit. I don't think I've ever done grabbed my clothes up in public. You know what I mean? My mom has seen me do it before, but I'm not gonna do that in public. I'm not gonna walk around and I'm not gonna do that. Because I don't want to get into the conversation or like meet somebody like, oh hey, don't mind my clothes. I just dried my hands off just like 2 seconds ago. Anyway, let's see. Avery says it's not crazy to believe God is real. I don't know why people think otherwise. Yeah, absolutely. But Avery, that comes a lot down to the fact that some people have had possibly negative experiences, possibly negative perspectives, and a lot of it really, when you think about religion and spirituality and the belief system that people have today, usually comes from their parents or how they were raised. Does that make sense? If your parents don't believe in God, you're probably not going to believe in God too. You know? Straight up. And look, y'all already know we talk a lot over here, man. That's the whole point of the game stream, if you think about it. Because look, when we're doing the music, right, I can't sit up here and talk to y'all all day. I read the chat when I, can, when I'm able to. But, when I'm playing music, performing it, or making it, it's not easy to, just keep stopping what I'm doing and reading the chat. I'm just keeping it real. I'm focused. I'm in the zone like a mug. You know what I mean? And most people would never do what I'm doing in the first damn place because if you think about it, making music already takes a lot of concentration, a lot of brain power, a lot of effort, a lot of energy and everything, and time. So the fact that I'm on here sitting here making music live in front of y'all in real time from scratch, even that is just mind blowing. Y'all got to be like you know what I mean? Like y'all got to look at it that way because that's how I look at it. If I saw somebody else making music, knowing what it takes to do it, I'd be like, wow, that's fucking crazy. They're just doing this like that, back to back, just making music just like that. I impress myself. I'm not trying to sit here and boast, but like you got to think about it, folks. What I'm doing is something that most people ain't doing on the internet. And if they are, point me in that direction because I want to see what they do. I want to see what they're doing, what they're talking about, how they're doing it, because I'm sure I can learn something. But yeah, if you guys find anybody on the internet doing what I'm doing, man, let me know. Straight up. But on the game streams, though, that's where we can talk, hang out, kick it. Y'all can ask questions. That's basically what this is for. That's how I advertise it. When we switch from the music streams over to the game streams, whenever we can have that happen, I always say, hey, man, come on over to the game streams when we have them. Because that's where we really actually can talk. Because the game is like whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's whatever. My mom asked, what are we playing? The Days Gone by. It's a game you never heard of. See, my mom, it's funny she asked me what we playing. My mom has never played a video game in her life. My mom has never played a video game in her life. At least none of these. I tried to get my mom, when I got the VR headset, I took it to her house, and I was like, yo, Ma, check this out. This is crazy. I put it on her head, man, and put the game on, and she, like, almost fell over. You know what I'm saying? She's like, oh, my God, no. She's like, I'm dizzy. Take this off. I don't want to play this. I'm like, oh, man, come on. Because I wanted to sit back and be entertained, seeing my mom mess around in VR. That would have been hella funny to see. But she couldn't handle it. So, yeah, my mom is not a gamer. You know what I mean? She'll be playing games. But I appreciate you being here, Ma. I appreciate the support. That's my real life mother, folks. That's where I get the whiteness from. You know what I mean? I wish y'all could have saw my dad, man. But then again, my dad probably wouldn't have no social media. My dad wasn't that kind of guy. My dad was like real old school. I don't think my dad would have had a YouTube or nothing like that. But yep, that's my mom. That's where I get my white side from. That's why I'm half white right there. Anyway, let's catch up with the chat, man. Like I said, I know that I enjoy the stream in this moment. Oh yeah, me too. Me too. Most definitely. Nair said when I was in school, my friend said God is not real, and I was like, when you had little kids saying this, damn, that's foul. Little ass kids saying that God ain't real. How the fuck they know? You know what I mean? Little kids don't know shit about much of nothing. Straight up. Especially when you're like young, like when you're like single digit age, you don't know nothing, bro. You don't know nothing about life. So that's hilarious. Anyway, if God wasn't real, then how are we alive, dumbass? And they're looking stupid and they went quiet. Yeah, see, that was a good comeback there. You know what I mean? Or even still, like, you know, the reason why I really agree with that is you look at situations where people have survived. There's not just George Washington, what I was talking about, but like people might have some type of health issue go on. And you look at somebody who is doing, like, I'll say this. I think it all comes down to like what kind of person you are, what your purpose is in life, and how do you live your life. Because someone could have a very good purpose to be here, right? Your destiny, as they say, could be an extremely good thing. But because you made a lot of bad choices and because you know, just can't get your life together, because you just, you know, are doing kind of whatever the fuck you want to do, it's not going to work out. It ain't going to just happen just because you want it to happen or just because it's supposed to happen. You see what I mean? Like things will kind of always, in my mind, default to try to line up towards that. Like let's say you take a person who's like strung out. I'm not going to go into detail what that looks like, but a person who's strung out. Some of y'all are growing in the chat, which most of y'all are, I'm sure. But, you know, take someone who's like really in a bad way. Then there will be situations that pop up to kind of like present them the opportunity to change how they're living. Because maybe something that they're supposed to be doing down the road is so big, that's bigger than them, that them sitting here and getting to, you know, so-called have fun all the time and just waste their life away and their health and destroy themselves, you know, it's just, that's not good enough. Like what they're supposed to do in this lifetime is more important than just them having fun, if they're even having fun. Because most people that I've seen that, you know, just use and abuse things on a regular basis, they eventually just get so miserable because their life starts falling apart. The shit that they're doing becomes no longer fun. The thrill is gone, but they feel like they got to keep doing it just because if they don't, then it's worse than not doing it. Or, I mean, it's worse than doing it. You see what I mean? So, you know, it's a very sad thing, but I'll give an example. Mike Lindell, some of y'all probably heard of him, you know, the My Pillow guy. You know, if I think he was a crackhead, wasn't he? I think that dude was actually a crackhead. So he was on here, not on here, but I was gonna say he was on here using crack. He wasn't on YouTube doing it, folks. At least as far as I know. But no, he was on the, you know, on the planet, in the world, living his life, doing drugs. Okay, and I think how the story went, one of his dealers, or no, because he was buying it from a whole bunch of different people. Okay, and at some point they all kind of came together and just like did an intervention on him. Now, you know, who knows exactly the direct purpose, but a lot of things are pointing to the fact that they were compelled to, you know, collectively come together and like put him in that position and say, hey, we're not selling you no more. You got to go to rehab, dog. And if he never did that, and if his you know, if his dealers never did that, then he wouldn't have, you know, became successful. He wouldn't have been the kind of person he is today. So, and making the impacts he's making. So it's like, you know, you never know like what your destiny really is until you start to say, hey, let me just start doing some things that I know are positive. You know, life is going to knock your ass down sometimes. You're going to be challenged and definitely things are not going to be easy. But on the other side is like such a huge reward that it kind of like you won't give a fuck. Like all the tough difficulty things, the challenges you went through, you're not going to think too much about it once you get to the other side of it, because you're like, oh, all this shit I did before I thought was like tremendously difficult ain't shit to compared to where I'm at now. Like, you're gonna look back on some situations and laugh, and also some of your obstacles will get bigger. But the whole point is, if you want to keep growing as a person, you know, and become better day by day over time, then you're gonna have to do things you've never done before. You see my point? You're gonna have to do things that seem hard to you or seem difficult at first until you do them. But always keep this in mind, folks. If there's anything in life you ever want to do, there's a hella big ass chance that somebody else has done it before. So just get a mentor, get some advice, get someone in your corner who has been where you're at and also they're at where you want to be. You see my point? You hear me, y'all? Y'all hear what I'm saying, man? That's how you gotta look at it. Anyway, Avery said my dad's fat like obese, but damn, bro, had some muscle for never going to the gym. Like, I get it. The man in my family has some muscle, but damn, that's why I have big shoulders. Oh, man, my bad. I'm yawning a lot this morning. I mean, that's what's up, Avery. Genetics do play a big part into that. Like, I think West African people have low myostatin. They have a gene mutation that allows it to where they have low myostatin, which is like a thing that inhibits your body's muscle development. See my point? So, you could take someone who has low myostatin and just have them live a regular life. And from day by day activities and just maybe chores and even doing some hard labor here and there, they will build muscle faster than a person who's actually actively going to the gym. That's why you see a lot of jack folks, especially like the more dark skinned black folks. Like if they came from Africa, specifically West Africa, and you got some like I think European people that are like that too. But you have to have that gene. You know what I mean? There has to be that gene where like, and some people build muscle easily, regardless. Like I build muscle pretty easily, but I ain't got no like super low myostatin where I can just sit around and fucking just have muscle. I gotta do something. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, you could just yeah. It depends on genetics. Pretty sure. Pretty sure about that, man. But look it up. Look up myostatin and follistatin. Look that shit up. Look up those two things. Let's see. Oh yeah, we hella far behind on the chat. God dang. Avery said she's not a man. Well, duh. Duh. Yeah, Barbie, we playing the game in a way, kind of, sort of. Yep, Nair, she's a girl. Yep, I get that. Yeah, exactly. Be mad at yourself. That's what I'm saying. Like, if there's people out there that got offended by what I have to say about anything I have to say, really, be mad at yourself. Because if you hear anything about the truth that offends you, right, and it's the truth, then, you shouldn't be mad at the person that's saying it. You should be mad at the fact that it's true about you. If you hear some shit that you don't like and you're like, damn, that sounds like me, well, then you better change that shit. Because obviously you need to change it just because you don't like it already off bat. It makes you unhappy. It bothers you. It fucks with your emotions off rip to hear some shit like that. And if it really wasn't a big deal to you, then why would it bother you? So that's why I said I gave folks two options. If you're a dude out here and you fit the description of what I was talking about earlier, either A, it don't bother you, and then in that case, don't give a fuck about what I got to say. Just don't let it bother you at all. Okay? Like, who cares, right? You don't. That's obvious. So anyway, if you do care though, then do something. So that's it. That's all it is. Real simple. Real simple. Anyway, let's see. Yep, he's an ape. Yep. They don't have balls now. Nope, they don't. Who's Johnny? Just some made up name. No more balls for men today. Yep, pretty much. Nair said my Amazon stuff is here. Yay, that's what's up, Nair. Yay, her Amazon stuff is there. Yay. Now for real, have fun with that, Nair. I'm happy for you, whatever it is. Let's see. Avery said my dad says the same thing. Be brave, not stupid. Yep, exactly. I know your ass isn't dumb now. Looks at me, big brother. Maybe you are, but T and Nolan still have a chance. Damn. He said, oh yeah, but add him to sports like a lot if you homeschool. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I'm a yapper. Yep. Yep, yep. I guess my mom, did my mom leave? Oh, she said she played Pac-Man. Okay. Okay, well, there's at least something. Mama, what year did you play Pac-Man, though? Like, for real. How long ago was that? How long ago? How long ago did you play Pac-Man, though? For real. Nair says you're talking too much as a joke. Avery said, not for me, but my parents aren't the best Christians. Well, nobody's perfect. Listen, I don't know any single person on earth that claims to be a Christian that literally does everything that is in the Bible, everything that Jesus said to do, and they just never do nothing that they ain't supposed to do. I'm not saying that that is a good thing, but people are not perfect. And, unfortunately, we live in a world where there's a lot of temptation, a lot of different kinds of options. So it doesn't surprise me when every now and then some people indulge in certain things that they probably are not supposed to technically do, or things that are not morally good. I think it makes more sense though for people to kind of like you look at somebody who's like, oh yeah, I go to church every Sunday, but then that previous Saturday, like the day before, they're out at clubbing, drinking, getting drunk at a club, partying and dancing with random people. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not gonna get in detail, but like stuff be going on, but they still go to church on Sunday. So it does seem hypocritical, but at the same time, I think you're better off, uh, at least trying to go towards God than to say, God don't exist and just do whatever. Because I'm gonna tell y'all this, and this is some real shit. Y'all ready for this? And I don't talk about God a whole lot on this channel, but I definitely don't shy away from the fact that I believe in God. I have no problem in saying that, and I don't care who disagrees with that or how y'all feel about it, straight up. Because this is what it is, man. I know people in my life personally that are atheists. Like they don't fucking believe in shit. They don't believe in heaven or hell or a God or a devil, right? And I'm gonna tell you this: when I go through things, and it could just be me, it could just be my mindset and my approach to life or how I look at shit. But I've noticed a commonality between my friends who don't believe in God or nothing, right? I notice when they go through some type of hardship. Well, I'll say it like this: when I go through things that are tough or difficult, or things I'm like, oh, this is fucked up, this, you know what I mean? Like stuff that sucks, having a bad day or just a bad situation in general. I always stay positive. I'm like, okay, I got faith. I know God's real. It's gonna be all right. And let me just acclimate and do what I gotta do. You know what I mean? Like, let me just do that. Let me try to see what I can do. Come up with a solution here. And if I feel like I'm guided in a certain direction, I'll go that path. But and that is a real thing. Or you can kind of be shown stuff, or like, man, I keep yawning today. You can have like a gut instinct. Like, man. So you can kind of be like swerved in certain directions, like kind of guided. You know what I mean? But my friends who don't believe in God or nothing, they, I noticed that when they deal with certain situations that to me are not that big a deal, but they're not a big deal to me. But I can see and understand why they might be a big deal to them, right? I do my best to try to be an understanding person. And so I see them go through these things and like it damn near destroys them. It like wrecks them, and they don't have no answers. They ain't got no fucking solutions. And because they look at life as like everything is up to me. My life goes the exact way, only what I decide. There's no outside influence. There's no like kind of spiritual realm. You know what I mean? Like anything that happens to me is just because I chose it to be that way. It's like, all right, motherfucker, like that's what you think. That's like we have free will for sure, and our choices and decisions we make every day highly impact our outcomes. That's a fact. But there are things that are outside of our control, and there are things that we don't fully understand that exist and be happening. So, when you got a person like that who dismisses the reality of the fact that there is a spiritual mysticism to life, they don't get to see the possibilities the same way. They don't have no hope or faith system. You know what I mean? So when shit gets bad or things are just kind of tough or just shitty, they don't know what's going on. They don't know what to do. They get real down and depressed. You see my point? Whereas a person like me typically probably won't get depressed at all because we'll get sad, but we're like, you know what? When you take a second, think about it, especially when you take time to think about all the shit that you do have going on that's great, all the things that you can be grateful for and have gratitude towards, then, you know, it really your life don't seem that fucking bad. You know, it ain't like we live in, if you're in America, right? For sure I can say it's about Americans. I don't give a fuck how bad your situation is. You ain't overseas getting blown up. I can say that for sure. So at least right there off rip, you know, you're better off. There's some people who literally, they go to bed at night not knowing if they, you know, they're going to wake up and they're going to have a roof over their head. The shit that they was in, you know what I mean? The building they was in get blown the fuck up. Now it's just a fucking bunch of rocks. You know what I'm saying? Or worse, they wake up and, you know, they missing limbs. They get blown up out their bed or some shit. So trust me when I say your life ain't that bad, okay? Unless you in that situation right now, and if you are, then how the fuck you sitting here watching me? You see my point? How you sitting here have time to watching me? Shit, maybe I guess you watching me to get your mind off the situation. I don't know. But all jokes aside, like, let's be real here. If you're an American, you have a lot of opportunities. Life is actually not that bad. It's not great right now because the economy is fucked up. A lot of issues going on. A lot of people don't have, in some cases, money just for their necessities, and that's not good. You know what I mean? I hate that. But I do believe better times are around the corner, just to be honest with y'all. And yeah, all I'm gonna tell y'all is this: be positive. Don't be unrealistic. Don't live in a fucking fantasy world and be delusional. You know, see what every situation is and see what you're going through and see what you can do about it. But don't lose hope. Don't lose faith. Don't be sitting there getting all down and dwelling on what's negative, because then now you're stuck. When you start to think about what you don't have and what you can't do, then your ass gets stuck. And then, you know, I call that stuck on stupid. You know what I mean? You just sit there like, I don't know what to do now. It's like, come on, man. What's up, So Not Yours? What up? Long time no see. How you been? But yeah, that's how you got to be, folks. You know what I mean? Like, y'all going to do what you want to anyway at the end of the day. But that's my advice to all y'all. You know, whenever things get tough and rough, things be happening that you don't like, man, just take a second and say, okay, well, what can I do about this? You know, because you're still here, still alive, right? And some situations are better left alone. Sometimes you go through some shit and you be like, maybe, you know, I'll just leave that alone. Because there might be a lesson to be learned. And then even within itself is a good thing. See my point? There's always a silver lining to every situation. Even something that seems real fucking terrible, you got to keep your eyes open, read between the lines sometimes. And you might not find out what the answer is right away. You might not see the silver lining right away. Something bad can happen to you today. God forbid, right? I hope it doesn't. But something can happen today to somebody, and they don't understand why it happened or anything like that. They don't see the point in it. They just are confused, it blindsided them, whatever. But maybe a day or two from now, or maybe weeks or months or even years, one day it hits them and they say, boom, now I see why that happened. Or now I learned the lesson I needed to at that point in time. You see what I mean? So, you know, that's how I look at life, y'all, straight up. That's why when people get to tripping with me on the internet saying dumb shit, I don't get bothered by that. That shit don't faze me. You know what I'm saying? I've been through some things in my lifetime, folks. You know, I'm not saying all y'all have to go through the same shit I went through, but, and then again, I know for a fact I haven't gone through some things that other people have gone through. So, and I wouldn't want to. You know what I mean? Everyone got their own set of circumstances, and I'm cool with mine. Hopefully y'all are cool with yours, but if not, man, change them. You know, do something different. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like if you're cool with what's going on, then you're just absolutely content with it, but at least have some peace of mind to where, you know, the things that you need to fix and change, you can, and the things that are out of your control, you just let them go, straight up. Anyway, Foot fell asleep. Yep. He's playing 1,275 days gone. Nope. That's just how many days. Bunny said that's why you're the only music guy I watch. That's what's up, Bunny. Thank you. Like I said, man, I don't know anybody on YouTube doing what I'm doing, man. If they are, let me know. Like, I could be wrong. I can't see everybody that's on YouTube. That's not possible. That's literally impossible. But I feel strongly in the fact to say that I don't know anybody that's sitting here making music live the way I do it on YouTube for, you know, a period of the day, sometimes hours out the day, playing a whole bunch of music that nobody's ever heard before, putting it out there like that. People got tracks that they just never even, the public never hears shit about it till it gets released. Or in some cases, they never hear about it at all because they never put it out. But you guys get to hear all my music, at least a majority of it, a good huge portion of it, whether it gets released or not. You know what I mean? Get to preview it, have influence on how it's made, you know, participate in the whole situation that we got going on, man, participate in the music making process. So I think what I do on this channel is pretty unique, you know what I mean? But then again, at the same time, we got a small channel, so it doesn't have that same impact that like a channel with like 1 million subs would have, or like 100,000 or 10,000. But I believe we're headed there one day. Just takes time, folks. Everybody starts somewhere, right? Let's see. Like I said, my dad thinks that video gaming is disgusting. How so? What you mean? I never heard that before. That video games are disgusting? God dang. Avery said my dad plays games. That's what's up. I mean, if he's my age, most folks my age play video games. Well, no, let me scratch that. A lot of guys my age play video games. I can't say most people, because I don't think most people alive play video games. I think playing video games is like maybe, is it half the population? Somebody look that up real quick. How many people are playing games? Like what percentage of the population are like gamers? You know, I'm curious about that. All right, let's continue to catch up with the chat. Avery said, tips from an old person: don't argue with stupid people. Oh, that's true. Yep, don't argue with stupid people at all, man. Not at all. Because it's not going to get you nowhere. Because you're going to be trying to make sense. They're going to be sitting there not making sense. You're going to get frustrated as hell and waste a lot of time. You see my point? So yeah, don't argue with stupid people. That's a perfect one there, Avery. There you go. It's perfect. Real nice, simple, concise way of putting it. Don't argue with stupid people. Just leave them alone. Let them be stupid, you know? Straight up. Let's see. You said my uncle was or still is on drugs, and to be honest, he's a dumbass. Believe me, almost all my family is smart, but they make dumb decisions. Well, everyone's going to make some dumb decisions every now and then in their life. You know, some people make them less often than others, and then you see the results of that. I think nobody just stumbles accidentally into having a great life. You understand my point, y'all? So the whole reason why I'm saying all this is because, like, if you want better for yourself overall, then you're not going to be the type of person to be fucking, you know, living this great, abundant life and then fucking off and doing dumb shit at the same time. Like, the two don't equate. They can't coexist. You see my point? You can't be sitting up drinking alcohol every day, getting drunk all the time, eating a bunch of nasty, bad food, you know, shitty processed food, sitting around not working out, smoking cigarettes, partying all the time, you know what I mean? Fucking wasting time, not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You can't do that type of shit and then yet have a great, successful, productive life. It makes no sense, you know? Nobody could ever even justify that because it will never happen. As much as a person might want to say that, like, oh yeah, don't worry, you know, I do these things, but I still get my work done. It's like, okay, that's cool if you actually do. Right? I'm not going to say people can't do it or shouldn't do it, but if it's like hindering you, or, you know what I mean? Like, if it's actually impacting what you could get done. And some people too, I would say, like, hey, if you get things done while, you know, fucking around and having fun and wasting time, then think about what you could get done if you actually just focus more of your time and energy onto grinding. Now, some people don't want to do it. Some people want to also, like, kick back and do some things, like, in tandem with it, and I get that. You know, you don't want to be the type of person where you're constantly just work all the time, and you never have some type of fun. You know, it might cause you like a lot of stress. You know what I mean? Unless you're the type of person that can handle it and you actually derive a lot of pleasure from just working. And if you're that kind of person, man, then yeah, definitely you can go pretty far. If you're the kind of person where you like to work and you like to get shit done, and you don't necessarily need to, you know, have a separate activity that is so-called fun, like do something else that's, oh, now it's time for me to have fun. I'm going to take a break from work. I'm going to go do something that's actually fun, something I actually enjoy doing. If you can find a way to, like, combine them to where you like working, because the thing that you're working, the job you have, or whatever you're doing is like a thing that you're really interested in, then you're winning like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You're winning big time. You know, and not everybody's gonna, have that in life just because of a bunch of different things. But at the same time, a lot of people are never even gonna start there to begin with because, starting when you're young and kind of coming up in the world, you're not gonna automatically always have the opportunity just to start doing whatever you want to do right off the bat. Not to mention, you might not even know what the hell you want to do in life. Some people don't know what they want to do till they're like 40, 50 years old. You see my point? So don't beat yourselves up, man. Just like, as long as you're trying to do something good, something positive, and something that's productive, something that's going to benefit you and not destructive, right? Then I think that's good. You know, don't let these online internet gurus, these fucking people on the internet telling you you got to wake up at 4 a.m. and be up for 20 hours a day, go to bed at fucking midnight, wake up at 4 a.m., do all this other crazy shit. You know what I mean? You don't have to do that to be successful, okay? You really don't. You really don't. Just look at examples, see what it is you want to do in life, see the people that are doing what you want to do, and kind of adapt your lifestyle to theirs. You know what I mean? Like, do it in your own way, but like really kind of mirror your shit. See my point? See the what is it? Consensus, right? Isn't that the word I'm looking for? Yeah, like when you see a commonality, like you want to be a lawyer one day, look at the top lawyers in the planet or in America. Look at those folks, see what they're doing, how they live their life, how they get to where they're at, what do they study. You want to be a game developer, look at your favorite top game developers from the best companies. Mirror what they're doing. If you want to be a fucking bodybuilder, look at the top bodybuilders. You see my point? If you want to be a musician like me, a music person, look at some of the biggest people in the music industry. See what they're doing. See what they got going on, how they got there. It's real simple. Real simple shit, It's not easy, but it's simple. You see my point? Nobody ever said this shit gonna be easy. And if they did, they lying to you. They lying. Straight up. But yeah, sorry to hear about your Uncle Avery, Not everybody's gonna have like, I'm not saying it's about your uncle, but not everyone's gonna like just live a great, happy ever after life. You see my point? Some people, their lives, and I'm not saying it's about your uncle, and I really hope this is not the case for him, right? I hope this is not the outcome. But some people fucking, they end up just having tragic stories, tragic endings, tragic lives in general, and it's not necessarily because, oh, woe was them and they had no control over it. It's just because like one thing led to another. They made a string of bad choices, a chain of unfortunate events, shit like that. Because I don't know too many people that are just that unlucky. Usually it's like they might be unlucky, but they also make bad decisions. Usually. Because there are things that are in people's control that they just say, well, it's just, my life is spiraling out of control and blah, blah. It's like, yeah, but what are you doing day to day? Like when you have a choice to do something, what do you do? Do you pick back up the bottle and start drinking again? Because you got a hangover, so you're trying to chase the hangover? Okay, I understand that. So then after you do that, do you keep drinking? Do you get drunk all over again to where the next day you got to have another hangover? Just as an example, because people do that. 100%. I've met a lot of people that are like that in my life where they're stuck every day just in this loop, like in a cycle. And it ain't just with that either. People got all type of shit going on now. But anyway, I could talk about this shit all day, folks. I'm not old, and I haven't done everything in my life, but I've gained a lot of wisdom from other people. Let's put it that way. Through some of my own experiences and from other people's experiences as well. And trust me when I say, you much rather learn from other people than have to go through some shit yourself. Unless it's like a good thing, Some tough lessons you don't necessarily need to learn on your own. Let's see. Avery said, I ate your hot fries through the screen. Well, I ain't got no hot fries, so I don't know whose you ate, but it wasn't mine. Now I said she got a makeup bag, lipsticks, and pimple patches and skincare. You girls and your girly stuff, man. Yeah. I mean, I guess I understand the excitement over it. Shit, me, I'm like, I get happy when I get supplements. You know what I mean? When I get some type of herbal tinctures, some, shit like that, I like that. Yeah, that excites me. I like the health related stuff, but it's just because, first of all, I'm a guy, and second of all, that's my focus. Avery said they believe God, but don't do anything for the Bible or go to church. My dad is an atheist. My mom believes in it, but doesn't really. Interesting. Interesting. Buddy said God is dope as fuck. Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, well, I think we talked about it enough, but yeah. No, God is amazing for sure. And if only people would just believe in a man, believe in God. I'm not a preacher or a priest, nothing like that. I'm not, that kind of person at all, really. But I'll just say, if you believed, you'd be surprised at what can happen. And it's funny to me too. Like a lot of people, when they go through like really tough situations, or their health is on the line, there's some situations that like they're real dire. Then even atheists tend to come to Christ. They come to God and they say, "Oh man," they start praying. There's people that have never prayed before that when something real bad happens to them, they think they're going to die or some shit like that. They start praying then. So anyway, So Not Yours says she's been sick for a week but getting better. I'm sorry to hear that. So Not Yours. What you been doing to recover though? What's been working for you? Eating hot chips and all that. You say, am I your favorite memory? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say you're a special member for sure because you're the first. You know what I mean? But I can't have a favorite member. That makes no sense. I love and appreciate all y'all. You know what I'm saying? And even just the regular viewers, the ones that be sitting away in the back too, man. All y'all, man. I appreciate y'all being here, straight up, and listening to what the hell I got to say because I'm talk all day, man, about a whole lot of shit too. But maybe that's why y'all here, right? Anyway, let's see. Yep. So Now Yours says I love video games. Yep, I'm right there with you. Actually, this is a tough question to ask, but like, what's everybody's favorite game? I know it's a tough question to have an answer to, but what's your favorite game, man? If y'all had to pick one game to play for the rest of your life, or at least one game that you like a lot right now, drop that in the chat. Let's see that. Avery said they are smart enough to take care of themselves, but they stupid. I mean, I guess so. I guess so. Uh, yeah, I mean, yeah, they know how to like live and survive, but they don't know how to like just do right. So yeah. He said, sorry, but does anyone else's dad like go on cleaning sprees? My dad's ADHD. Basically, where you like spend the whole night cleaning and then spend the whole day working and then knock out for like 12 hours. Well, I mean, if he's happy, I don't think anything's wrong with that. Because look, would you rather be like in a dirty house? You know? And I'm sure that's not the point you try to make, but I mean, think about it. There are people who fucking are lazy and don't do shit. You know what I mean? I think it's good to have a dad like that, straight up. I think it's really good to have a dad that's like super active, super busy, getting stuff done, and even still having time to spend with you and to be a father. That's amazing. Props to him, man. Because you got some fucking people, bro, and who knows, why this is. It could be other things going on, but you got some people who just, are lazy, just straight up lazy. They don't do shit. Especially fathers, man. You got some lazy fathers out here. It's sad to see it. It's real sad to see it. Because boy, it's a hell of a responsibility to have a kid, man. Especially as they get older. The responsibility shifts from like you having to like care after them and nurture them and like in a way where like they're dependent on you for every little bit thing, but then it turns into like, yo, you literally are the influence to them. Like everything you do when they're around you is going to impact them in some kind of way, either for the better or the worse. You know, I keep that in mind. And my son is only like about to be 8 months old, man. I look at my boy and I'm like, some things I just won't do in front of him. You know, I'm like, nah, because he's looking, and who knows what he's picking up on. You know what I mean? Shit. You know, for a while I didn't eat chips in front of my son because I thought about it. I'm like, and I still really don't. I'll eat them, but like he don't know what I'm eating. He'll just see me eating something. But I don't want him like see the bag because I don't want my kid to be like a chip eating person. You know what I mean? Does that sound weird? Because I try to buy like healthy chips, stuff that's not like got all the bullshit chemicals in it. But I don't want my son to like think of that, and then like let's say I could be this could be an irrational concern, but like I imagine like he gonna be around some of his friends one day and they got like some bullshit ass snacks, and he's like, oh, let me get some of that because my dad eats chips, my mom eats chips or something like that. Hey, I'm gonna eat these too because I see you with them. I want to try them because I in my mind like I see that that's a thing that my dad eats. You see my point? That's how I look at it. So he go like, oh yeah, must be just another form of what my dad eats. So yeah, what's the big deal? And he eats them and then he likes them because they make this shit to taste good. Next thing you know, he's fucking stuck eating it. And now he has it in his mind forever, like how they taste. He's going to want them again at some point, possibly. Because I know about my level of self-control, but I don't know what kind of self-control my son going to have. You know what I mean? Some people can't be exposed to certain shit. I'm just going to tell you all that straight up. And let me say this, right? Something, I'm just going to keep it real. There are things I've never done in my life because I'm afraid that I might like it. Does that make sense? Like I've been around people before who have done some crazy shit, and they've done it right around me, and I had the opportunity to do the same thing, and I said, no, I better not. Like I'm self-aware enough to know that if I like this stuff, I'm gonna be fucked. I'll be totally screwed. So I think about that, especially when it comes to my son. I'm like, nah, I don't want him to ever even experience certain things that I know can harm him, you know, like certain foods and whatnot, because what if he likes it? You know? What if he likes it enough to say, oh, that's all I'm going to do? You see my point? Yeah, exactly. Like Avery just said in the chat, smoking and vaping. Exactly. Like, there are certain things where I just was like, nah, I'm just not going to. Like, I see other people enjoying themselves, and it seems so cool and fun. But, like, I know myself to know, like, I'm going to want to do it often. You see my point? Because who doesn't like feeling good? Who doesn't like being in a good state of mind? You know, who doesn't like having fun in general? So, you know, I keep it like caffeine as far as like the excitement stuff. I'm like, yeah, because I know if I fucking do some other stuff, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be interested in that. I'm gonna wake up and be like, okay, let me get that. Because you know how some people wake up and get coffee. Imagine a motherfucker who does certain things and they wake up and they say, oh, it's time to take this, time to do this, start my day. I don't want to be one of them people, you know. So I'm afraid of that. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. You enjoy that, man. I'm good on that. And I'm just keeping it real with y'all, man. I know some people probably don't talk about shit like this on YouTube, but I feel like we have a decent community here. And even the people in the background type nothing, man. Who knows who you are and where you come from? That's none of my concern, no. You're here watching my show, and that's what it is. So that's what's up. But yeah, no, there's certain things I don't fuck with, just cause like it could turn into something crazy, straight up. I mean, think about anybody that's ever done anything that is not good for them, and then you wonder like, hey, why do they keep doing it? Like, what are they just dumb? Well, maybe because they're addicted to it. You know, it could have something to do with stupidity, right? They could be stupid a little bit, but but I think you know a lot of it comes down to like physical dependence, mentally. They're addicted to it as well. It's a habit of theirs. At least it became that way. And you know, you just don't want to be one of them people. I certainly don't want to be that way. You know. Anyway, let's continue on with the chat, man, because we do got to get back to the game, even though I've been talking for hella fucking long. Which I don't mind. I have fun doing it. I'm in a good mood today. But let's see. Yep, I'm not old because Bunny's 40. That's what's up. You're not old either, though, to be honest. Like I keep telling y'all, man, old is what? Like, think about it. Think about what old means. What is old? Old means it's like something that's, if you think about anything that's old, I guess you could say food that's from a day ago could be old, but it depends on perspective. But when I think about old, old means orange, you funny. When I think about old, I think about like someone who's like 80 plus. Maybe in their 70s, but for sure like 80 and up. But then again, I met an 80-year-old dude. As a matter of fact, this dude was 84. This dude was fucking 84 years old, man. And he was out riding a bike, like them racing bikes. You know, the bikes with the skinny tires and shit, the real thin rail looking bikes. He had on a helmet with the damn like the what they call them outfits. You know the outfits that them racers be wearing. The people that be doing bike races and whatnot. He was wearing that outfit with the helmet on, with the whole get up out there riding his bike. And I talked to him. I got into a conversation with him. The dude was like a martial arts person and stuff. He actually came from where I'm at now, and I met him in a whole different state. But he was teaching martial arts here and shit. And I was like, "That's what's up." And I was talking to him for a little while. But the dude was 84 years old. And he's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Every day I get up and I go out in the yard. I do some gardening sometimes. You know, me and my wife go out for walks and all that. You know, we ride our bikes around. We do this and that." I said, "That's what's up, dog." Straight up. So like when you get older and you so-called retire, it doesn't mean you just sit around on your butt all day in a rocking chair on the porch and just stare off into the sunset. Unless that's what you want to do. And if that's what you want to do, then more power to you. Right? Live your life how the fuck you want to. But what I'm saying is this, if you don't want to die early, you know, because I've seen people that they retire and they just wither away. Or when they don't have anything to do to keep them busy, then they just fucking wither away. So, you know, the more active you are, the more reason why your body will be conditioned enough to keep at it. If you get real complacent and real kind of lazy and laid back and too chilled out, you know, your body's like, oh, this is fine. Because your body don't want to do all the extra shit. It's not going to work hard if it don't need to. Your muscles ain't going to stay on your body if it don't need to. See my point? That shit going to just waste away. It's going to get reabsorbed and wasted away. You know, you'll get fat, you lose muscle, you'll start to get real kind of like weak. You know, your body ain't going to be able to perform the same way. You'll start to lose abilities and shit. So, yeah, the body says, okay, this is fine. Let's start breaking down now, you know? You're basically like dying before you're dead. Straight up. And I'm sure most people don't want to be that way. I know I don't. Anyway, Bunny said my dad goes on these cleaning sprees too. That's what's up. Supplements or orange makeup. I guess the equivalent to like what you guys get excited about. Yeah, for sure. I just like to have certain things. Because believe it or not, there are supplements that you can take, especially herbal supplements, that can modulate how you feel, enhance your mood, you know, all type of shit. You'd be surprised. You know, boost your immune system. If you think you're finna get sick, it can heal your cuts and wounds. There's a bunch of damn things that is naturally occurring on Earth. Natural plants, natural medicine that exists that you could take and utilize that can do all type of amazing things in your body. That's just the truth. So, yeah, I get excited about that, especially when there's something new that I'm learning about. Because I don't know about every single supplement, every single fucking herb on the planet, right? I think it's very, very difficult to do that. But when I do discover something new that's interesting to me or has some benefits that I'm interested in having, you know, experiencing certain benefits from some type of plant or whatever, I'm like, oh yeah, let me check this out. And I research the hell out of it before I buy it. And that's what I would advise all y'all to do. Even if I say something about anything in particular, always do your own research. Don't just base it off of what I said. Keep in mind what I said and consider what I said or what somebody else even said about the same thing. But don't just take a person's word for it and be like, okay, and just because this person said this, then you go and take action from a result of it. Unless like you can determine that there's no other thing other than what they said to make sense, right? But especially when it comes to supplements and health-related stuff, folks, always look this shit up. Don't just, take my word for it, right? And I think most of the time I'm spot on with what I have to say, but everyone can make mistakes. I could misremember things very easily. That can happen. But I mean, like I said, I'm pretty confident in what I have to say. But if you want to be sure, check it out, man. Just look this shit up, find out for yourself. All right. And if I'm wrong, come back and tell me. I don't mind that. That way we both win. You know what I'm saying? We both learn. It helps both of us. Straight up. By the way, folks, the likes are a little low on the video, man. We've had quite a few people come through the show. We got to get the likes up, folks. I appreciate y'all, though. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, man. We got to put that out there as well, because some of y'all just be sitting there chilling and listening to what I got to say, but don't be hitting them buttons. They're like, I guess, mesmerized or amazed at what I'm talking about. I don't know. Never forget to hit the buttons, boy. They just get caught up. Thank you, So Now Yours. I see you. Appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Got to catch up all the way. So she said tea with honey, water, and rest. Okay, what kind of tea you been drinking, by the way? But yeah, the water thing is crucial, and rest is so important. When you're sick, or even if you think you're gonna get sick, and what sucks about it too, when you first get sick and you start to realize you're getting sick, it almost seems like when you sleep you feel worse after you're waking up. You know what I mean? Isn't that crazy? It's such a weird phenomenon. But like you'll go to sleep like kind of not feeling too good, but then when you wake up you feel worse. You're like, oh fuck, you're like, I might as well just have stayed up. But no, your body's fighting the infection or fighting whatever it is, and you need to just kind of go through it. If you could take something to help it, maybe if you need to, then go ahead. But for the most part, man, in general, people's immune systems are strong enough to fight off most things. But don't ever take it for granted and think like, oh, I'll be fine. Like if you need to, if things are progressing and getting worse, I think a good rule of thumb is if a person's getting sick after like a week, like if you've been sick for about a week and you're getting worse and worse, hey, you might need to fucking go to the hospital, or at least find out something else that you could do to help you kind of recover, because yeah, that could get bad. That can get bad. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, you're not the only member, Avery. You're not the only member. Let's see. 7 days. Is that the game you're talking about? So Now Yours, is that a game? I don't forgot what the hell I asked at this point. My bad. Everybody said Avery is number one member. She is the first for sure, yeah. She is the number one for sure. Yours is Ball Blast? I think I remember you saying that. Ball Blast. Isn't that game like not like ping pong, but like block breaker or something? Y'all remember that game, man? We got like the little thing at the bottom of the screen and like hit the space bar on the computer or some shit, and the ball bounced between you and like there's a whole bunch of little blocks, and you got to keep bouncing it back. Yep, I think that's what it's like. Avery said, I hate deadbeat fathers with a passion in my heart. Yep. Yeah, because it's all bad. Why have a kid and not be a dad to it? I agree. Yeah, why have a kid and not be a dad? Now it's one thing if like even then everyone has control over how this works out, but I don't blame dudes as much if the woman kind of just like tricked them or tried to trap them or something. Because women do some weird foul things. You'd be surprised. It ain't just as simple as what you think it is. People will be like, hey, you got a kid now, and they'd be like, wait, what you talking about? How is that possible? You see what I mean? Because they were taking precautions or whatever it may be, but then, boop, here you go. So it happens. It happens. I don't blame the dudes in that situation, because not every guy wants to have a kid. Not every guy wants to be a dad, and certainly not every dad not every guy nowadays is equipped to be a father. That's a fact. Not every guy that's around walking today is equipped to be a father to somebody. That is 100% the case. But there's a lot of great men out here, man. Shout out to them. A lot of great, amazing brothers out here, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yep, so you want to smoke a vape? We got that. Old Means Orange, okay. She loves makeup as well, okay. Yeah, appreciate you, so not yours. Thank you for the like and everything. And sub. Avery said, I see y'all in the back of the chat, not typing nothing. Yeah, we see y'all, man. We see y'all. What y'all doing, man? Just sitting back and not typing shit. Anyway, like I said, you got that Riz on. People forget where they are or when you're talking. That's what's up. Thank you, buddy. See, I might every now and then kind of like be a little funny and like crack some jokes and shit. Be like, yeah, yo, man, who you know doing this? But for real, I mean, I think there's some value to be gained from the stream and from what we do over here. You know, it's probably ain't the biggest, best show you ever seen on YouTube, but at least it's real. You know what I mean? At least it's real. Like, you might see a lot of YouTubers on here just saying a bunch of random dumb shit that's irrelevant, or they just saying stuff that they think y'all want to hear. But I'm just saying the shit that is real. You know, I'm sharing with y'all my mindset, the way I think about things, and the shit that I actually know. You know, so. And entertaining y'all on top of it with the music shows, man. Straight up. That's a whole nother thing right there, boy. That's dynamic. That's very versatile, isn't it? That's some dynamic shit. Having the game streams where we just hang out and just chill and just kick it. And then you can come and do the music and listen to that and participate in the music making progress. See somebody throw a whole beat together in live real time on a stream that you can interact with. Fucking throw some fire beats together. And not every song is great. I'm not going to sound like I'm a fucking arrogant asshole. Not every song I make is great. And a lot of times, not every song y'all like. Some songs might actually be really good, but based off your taste, the way you look at music, the kind of music you like to listen to, it just might not be for you. And that's okay, man. That's okay, because it be like that sometimes, you know? There's plenty of songs I don't fucking like that are apparently quite popular, but I'm just like, nah, I don't see the point in this, you know? Especially a lot of this fucking mainstream ass music nowadays. A lot of this shit that they play on the radio, man, I've said this before, but a lot of shit they play on the radio now is just is hot garbage, it's trash, straight dumb shit, you know? And it's not necessarily that because it's not catchy or anything like that. It's not like have some type of cultural reverence, right? But a lot of it is just like this real like kind of low frequency, low vibrational bullshit. Talking about a bunch of nothing, you know, just corrupting the minds of the youth, polluting our minds and shit. Because even a person who knows better and they hear this kind of music and they say, nah, I just would listen to it for entertainment, head ass. It's like, yeah, but the shit's stuck in your head, isn't it? Because every time it comes on, you sing along with it. So what does that mean? You're basically programming yourself. So a lot of this music I don't like. I just don't like to listen to. And as strong-minded as I am, I'm like, nah, I don't want to be sitting here and just like have that shit, you know, rolling in my mind all day. Just dumbass lyrics, bro. They talking about dumb shit. And I'm sure there's a lot of it's on purpose, you know, there's reasons for it. But I'm not going to get into all that right now. You know what I mean? We all know by now that the Hollywood and music industry has a lot of corruption, a lot of demonic stuff in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to say exactly what the fuck it is. That's what it is. Let's see, Celestial with honey, vanilla, chamomile. Oh, I know about that. The brand Celestial, right? Of the tea? Yeah, Celestial tea. Yeah. That's a good brand. Honey vanilla, though. That sounds good as fuck. And chamomile? See, chamomile's good because it relaxes you, it lowers your cortisol. It can help you get sleep, you know. So, yeah, that's a good one. I'd say next time you get sick, which hopefully it's a long time from now, but do what Bunny did and take some honey, garlic, and onions. Chop them up, the onions and garlic. You can, if you only have one of the two, you can just do it that way too. But it's powerful when you take some garlic, some onions, and some honey. Now, if you have sugar, just plain white sugar, then that's fine. But honey is better in my opinion. But just take the honey, then the vegetables, you know, the onion and the garlic, chop it up, Put the vegetables in the jar, pour the honey over it, or pour the sugar over it, and let that shit sit out for a couple hours until everything becomes like a liquid. Then if you want to, you can take out the onions and the garlic. You could use that for your food to cook with. But then that syrup that's left behind, you want to take that like it's cough syrup. See what I'm saying? And man, garlic especially, onion has a lot of benefits, but garlic especially is very antiviral, antimicrobial, antibacterial. You know what I'm saying? Very, very powerful, man. Very powerful. Shit, oregano oil is too, but oregano is if you don't fucking if you don't mix it with something, man, it can burn you up. It's strong. But yeah, that's why I say never eat raw garlic because it's the same thing, man. Just it's really powerful, powerful, powerful stuff. Anyway, let's see. I even said, who's the other member from last night? You weren't here though. You weren't here though, man. OW signed up last night. Shout out to him. So let's see. So now yours says, yes, it is the one I would play always. 7 days. What is it? Was that like a zombie game? That sounds familiar to me. 7 days. Is it 7 days to die? Is that the game? I never played that though. I don't know much about it. You said allergies went to my sinus. Yep. Yep. And see, a lot of times I will have that kind of issue and not even be sick. I'll be all stopped up with a headache and my eyes be all puffy and shit. I'm like, oh my God, it's terrible. And it won't ruin my day because I won't let it, but man, does it? Shit. It messes with it a lot. It really does. Let's see. Avery was at the medal, number one medal. So now yours said, not every mother is meant to be a mom. That's true. Yep. That's another true statement. Absolutely. Not every man and not every woman are meant to be parents. I think it's safe to say that. That's a fact, man. It's a fact. Yep, the brand. Yep, Celestial Tea. Yep. Concoction for being sick. Exactly. What should we call that, though, buddy? We got to come up with a name for that. That way, if anybody else comes in the chat, we could, tell them, hey, take this thing. Because, I can just say the name and then, go into quick detail and say what it is. Like onion, garlic, honey, boom. 3 damn ingredients, real simple. Put that shit in a jar, a mason jar, or something like that. And then take it. Just take it until you feel better. Simple stuff. And there's a whole bunch of other herbs and things that people could take to help them not be sick or get through a sickness. But that's the easiest, most common thing I could imagine somebody would have access to. Most people have honey. Most people have honey and or sugar in their home. Garlic and onions as well. If you cook and you're not just the type of person that just order food all the time, or what's the word? Eat processed food all the time, and you actually cook meals, then yeah, you're gonna possibly have some garlic, some onions. And if you don't, just go grab it. It's cheap, and it's worth getting if you're sick. You know what I mean? It's damn sure worth getting if you're sick. Okay, yep. 7 days to die. Yep. Avery said, I'm still the favorite in my tiny mind. That's what's up. There you go. Yeah, we love Avery, though, man. She's special to the channel, for sure. She's special in other ways, too, I guess. But, yeah. I'm kidding. No, I appreciate you, Avery. Shout out to you, as always. Biggest supporter on the channel, you know what I'm saying? At least one of them, for sure. Shout out to you, most definitely. Bunny and Avery have definitely contributed to the channel, so I appreciate y'all. Let's see. Every child deserves a parent, but not every parent deserves a child. Okay, yep. That's another true statement. I agree with that. On top of the fact that a lot of parents, they don't look at it like, oh, I'm lucky to have a kid, because that's how I look at it. And plus, some of y'all know what we went through when my son was first born. Some of y'all don't. I'm not going to really get off into it right now because a lot. But yeah, we're blessed to have my son, man. Thank God. Straight up. And especially with him looking like me, man, I look at this kid, I'm like, bro, I'm so happy to have this little guy. He annoys me sometimes. He gets on my nerves and be stressing me out, shit like that. But do I love him? Yes, absolutely. You know, I'm happy to be his dad. I can say that for sure. Can't wait to see this little guy grow up, man, and he could be doing stuff with me, making music with me, all type of shit, man. Even playing the game. I'm like, yo, son, hop on the game with me. That'd be something. That's gonna be a fun ass time. Take him to the gym with me, just work out in general. You know what I mean? He's gonna be a healthy gaming kid. He's gonna be a active, fit, music making gaming kid, man. That's how it's gonna be. At least with those three. I don't know what else he might be interested in down the road. Who knows? He might fucking want to be. I don't know. I don't know what my son's gonna want to be when he's older. Who knows, right? But at least he will have those three influences. He will have fitness as a big influence, music as a big influence for sure, and of course, I don't ever see myself not playing games. Like just straight up, I grew up playing them since like the age of 4 or 5 or some shit, and I'm in my 30s, about to be in my mid 30s here pretty soon. So yeah, man, got a birthday coming up at the end of this month. I'm not quite in my mid 30s, but damn near there. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see what my son does with all that. He's gonna be for sure doing those three. He's gonna have them three as influence for sure. Yep, W to O W. Yep, exactly. It's a Brandon with a name. Yeah, what name should we come up with? Not bad, y'all had to yawn. What kind of name can we come up with, like with the garlic, onion, honey concoction? Would it be? Oh shit, I don't know. I can't think of nothing. I'm actually getting a little tired. I don't know if you guys can notice that. Let's see. She said, "Give me some time to think about this." Okay, garlic, onion, honey. Yep. Special in the head. Avery said, "Well, you said it. You said it, not me." Okay, you said it. Uh, yeah, don't get mad at me. You said it. Blaine said, "Me too, Avery. Me too." And look, I've said it before too, man. All jokes aside, I think everyone has some type of like interesting aspect to us. I'll just put it that way. You know, just to put it in a very light, plain way. I think everybody has some type of quirkiness to them. Pretty sure about that. Orion ain't ugly like you. Damn. Well, first of all, that's not his name. That's his middle name. But second of all, I guess what's funny? They call middle name a second name. See, he heard me say that. He heard me say it. He's like, I don't know what he's doing now. I guess he liked it. You said that. He's trying to talk to you. I guess. Let's see. GOH. Oh, okay. The GOH concoction. I see that. Blaine said, Siri and I are the epitome of love and family. There you go. Yep, I agree. Okay, so now yours. You say, I have to get going, believing you up. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, you have a good one. So now yours. I appreciate you stopping by, and I'm happy to hear that you're getting better. I didn't know you were sick, but now that I do know, it's good. You came with good news. You came with the sad, bad news, like, oh, I was sick, but then you came right behind and said, I'm getting better. So thank God for that. I'm happy for you. You know what I'm saying? But next time for sure, if there ever is a next time, so not yours, and this is not just for you, but anybody else is going through it too, take that damn garlic and onion, honey. Garlic, onion, and honey. Okay, I almost said honey. Garlic, onion, honey. Okay, take some. Takes it might be easier to say it like this: garlic, honey, and onion, garlic, and honey. There we go. Take the gunny. Take the gunny, the honey, the honey. Okay, all that shit. Garlic, onion, and honey. Okay, what would we call it? GOH, the OHG, the OGH. Whatever, man. Whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, just take some of that. That'll work. That'll knock it out, or at least it'll help for sure. Unique as fuck. Yep, for sure. Time for the game. I'm eating leftovers. What you eating though, Avery? And speaking of which, hold on one second, y'all. 1 second. All right, cool, man. I'm back. Yep. The OGH. Okay. So it has sleep paralysis. The other day, I don't know why, but I felt it choking me. I mean, I've heard that happen before. Yeah, I believe you. Lasagna sounds good as fuck, boy. Lasagna sounds so good. I would eat that right now too. But I got some like what chicken burritos that we made at home. Now those are good, boy. I tell you what. Some salsa, cilantro, some onions. I don't put cheese on mine for real. I don't eat dairy all the time. That's why I'm eating cheesecake, and that's some good stuff to me. But yeah, for whatever reason, dairy is just not my best friend. It used to be no problem to me when I was growing up as a kid, but now I can't eat it a whole lot now. Not as much as I would like to, because cheese is great. Who don't like cheese? You know, it's actually funny because when I was a kid, when I was really really young, two things I did not like at all. Two things I couldn't stand was like cheese and onions. I didn't like that shit for nothing when I was a kid. I was like, oh, ugh. You know, cilantro too. I used to not like how cilantro tasted even up until like adulthood. And then one day it just grew on me. I was like, actually, cilantro is pretty damn fucking good. You know? Yep. Yep, yep. I guess I can't tell if I need ammo or not. Shit. I really don't know. Um, I mean, we're kind of wasting time, so let me just get these. Let's get the med kits. Why not? Damn, it sucks that I can only hold 3 of them. That was kind of a waste. Damn, bruh. What the fuck? Remember, like I said, my analog stick on this controller is kind of wonky, so sometimes you'll see my cursor move around and do weird shit. Yeah, sleep paralysis is a real thing, yep. It wasn't hard, if that makes sense. Oh, okay, I got you. But you just noticed something, yep. Bonnie said she loved cheese, yep. And then Amy said same, but I'm mindful with this, a lot of calories. I mean, it can be. You don't want to be overly obsessed about counting calories, just kind of eat what you want to, but don't overeat. You know what I mean? Like, be aware of like what your body might need as well. Like, if you eat a whole bunch of just one type of food all the time, then maybe you're going to be deficient in the things that your body actually needs to function. But unless you have some type of specific goal and you're really like diligent about it and you're like really fucking calculated in particular about it, then there's really no point in counting calories. You know, I would only tell people to count the calories if they're like going to do it consistently. You see my point? Like, don't just be counting calories today and then don't do it again tomorrow, because you're just going to be up and down. And if you have an expectation for any type of results you're going to get, then you're just not going to be satisfied. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to be like, why is it not working? It's because you're not fucking doing it right. You know what I mean? Like, there's a way to do it and there's a way to not do it, you know? Straight up. So yeah, if you're going to count calories, it ain't just going out to you, Avery. When I speak, I always speak in general. But anybody who's trying to count calories and lose weight and shit like that, you have to be really like meticulous about it. You know, you have to have in mind how much you want to weigh at the end of it, how long it's going to take you to get there, because it all comes down to math. There's a formula to it, you know. Yeah, there's a formula straight up. I'm not gonna go into too much in detail about it, but like, yeah, if you do it, you can't just half-ass it. That's the point I'm trying to make. You can't just do it inconsistently and only when you feel like it, shit like that. You know, it's just not gonna work out. I'm about to say, man, am I not shooting the damn zombies? What the fuck? My aim is so off right now, boy. I'll tell you what, that lets me know I need to take my ass to bed. Man, that's crazy. Whoa, I almost blew my ass up, boy. Damn, I done ran hella far away from my bike. Triple. That's a lot of damn zombies, isn't it? Good lord. Let's cut that number down here a little bit. Whoa, shit. That was hella damn close. It's like, bro, where the fuck these zombies come from? I feel like I done killed all of them. They just still coming, bro. Oh. Whoa, that was close to the mud, man. Come on, man. What the fuck? Oh shit, that was almost it. Holy shit. Did y'all see that? Unbelievable, boy. We got so freaking lucky. Wow, bro. Dang. It ain't over yet, folks. It ain't over yet. I'm literally blown away. Literally blown away, man. Literally blown away. Okay, that shit was crazy. Shirtless Deacon still got some life in him, man. There you go. I'll just hurry up, though, because I got less than 10 minutes. We can get maybe these last 3 right here, hopefully. Let's see. We got to be quick, though. Look at this dumbass shit. I ain't got no more health kits either. That's all bad. Let's see. Come on. There we go. Yeah, let me get that. There we go. That's something good. I'll take that. Yeah. All right, we're catching with the chat. Avery said same. Well, Buddy said when it comes to cheese, I don't care fat or not. I eat it regardless. I had a yawn. I was laughing at the same time. Oh man, I feel that. I'm like that too in a lot of ways. Like I pretty much eat whatever I want to, But then again, like most of what I eat is not bad. Like I rarely ever eat junk food. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of shit is once in a blue moon. So most of the food I eat is just like straight up food, like regular food. And I think the people who are out there, like in the chat, even in the back, or watching replays, some shit like that, if you're eating food that's not good for you, as far as like eating a lot of processed food, drinking soda and shit like that, maybe even drinking alcohol and a whole bunch of other stuff, if you just not even working out, like fuck all that. If you just stop eating that kind of food and switch it to like more natural food, you know what I mean? Just like regular plain ass food, maybe even quit drinking soda too on top of it, you will lose tremendous amounts of weight in a very short period of time. You'll feel better, your skin will be better, all type of shit. Your mood will get better, you'll get better sleep, you know, a whole bunch of different shit will happen. But you know, some people that they think about health and they say, well, in order for me to be healthy, I'm gonna have to start running a mile every day and start having to go lifting weights and you know, eat cardboard and shit like that. It's like, no, idiot. You don't have to do all that shit to be healthy and in shape. Like being in shape and being healthy is like a gradual thing. So maybe one day that might be the case, but the cardboard thing is just fucking. That's some people just say that shit, and I understand why. Because it's like, oh, they got to eat real boring and plain. No, you can eat amazing meals that are really healthy for you. Anything about healthy food, like it being plain with no seasoning, one-dimensional ass food. That's what they call it. Like it's cardboard. You know, you don't have to eat that way if you don't want to. You can have a really nice meal that is still good for you. You know, it's different than somebody who's eating fucking frozen food all the time, or snack cakes like I used to eat, or like candy, a bunch of ice cream, chips, shit like that. You know what I mean? Fast food. You know, if you want to eat that every now and then, like just to experience it, just to, you know, have fun with your food, I guess, then go ahead. But if you're eating that shit like multiple times a week, yeah, that's a problem. You know, it's definitely a problem. Yep. So yeah, start real simple. If there's anybody out there trying to like do something that's healthy, start simple, man. Don't try to do like them big ass abrupt changes, because first of all, once your body adapts to it, then the progress can stall. So you want to like just make small incremental changes over time, and you'll get there. You know, day by day. Like let's say if you try to lose 100 pounds, give yourself like at least a year, if not longer, but no shorter than a year. Like to try to lose 100 pounds in less than a year is kind of like, first of all, it's unrealistic, and also it could be dangerous. So just to give you all a ballpark idea. Bunny said, I ate it when I was thin, and I eat it when I am overweight. Well, there you go. But yeah, Bunny, we can get that metabolism up and going. You know what I mean? If you think you're overweight, which you don't really look overweight to me, but if you think you are, there's some things you can do to. I think you already kind of started doing that anyway, walking after the meals and whatnot, just going for a walk. That right there, y'all, I don't think you guys realize how powerful that is. Bunny will be able to report back in a few months and let y'all know, I'm sure. But yeah, keep us updated with that, Bunny. You know what I mean? As long as you're consistent with it, and you will see results. And I would definitely want to hear from that, what you got from that, and I'm sure everybody else in the chat does too. I most definitely do. I'm pretty sure everyone wants to hear how that went for you, you know, when the time comes. But yeah, that's an effective strategy, effective weight loss strategy. And just health in general. It's just good for your health in general. Now, see, people think about, oh, it's all about because, you know, I got to lose weight, lose weight, lose weight. But you could be skinny and not be fucking healthy. You know what I mean? So, you know, you want your metabolism to be on track and balanced. You want your body to be conditioned. You know what I mean? That's a sign of good health. When you can jump up out your seat when you need to, that's a good sign. When you're a guy and you're having stamina and responsiveness, I'm not going to go into it, right? But if you know, you know, then that's a good sign of good health. You know, if you're a woman and you're everything is like on the right time cycle for you, you know, your skin is clear, you're not like having like major mood swings, stuff like that. You know, your hormones seem balanced. That's good health, you know, for women. So it's like, yeah, it's not always things you can see about your health, right? A lot of the health, most of what comprises health or good health is it comes from things you can't see. You understand? Maybe even more so things you feel than see, but for sure, not all things that are health related are like physical, visible, appearance things. Most of it is quite the opposite. But yep, that's effective. That's very effective with Bunny, what she's doing. Avery said, I'm gonna eat it, however, I'm not gonna do too much. I feel that, but man, lasagna, boy, I'll sit there and eat that shit till I get full. I love lasagna. Lasagna is so good. Lasagna to me is like fancy pizza. Okay, does that make sense? It's like really upscale, high society, fucking, really exquisite, elaborate, sophisticated pizza. That's how I look at it. Because it's essentially the same thing. You got the fucking the pasta. That's the dough. The sauce, right? Duh. You got the meat in between the layers. That's like the toppings. You know what I mean? You got the little cheese. Yeah, man. And you can make a pizza version of a lasagna to begin with. You just take the ground beef or shit or whatever kind of meat you use. The little spinach and stuff that they be using in there. Feta cheese and all that. Was it ricotta too? And they use ricotta cheese. The sauce. Yeah, season it up with the Italian seasonings and herbs and shit. Yeah, boy. That'd be good. I'm making myself hungry right now talking about this. Let's move on. Math is my strong suit. Yep, I believe that. Might be good at the whole like count calories thing, but like I said, you're young. You don't need to do that. As long as you go, what they call it, intuitively eating. When you're at this age, man, your body's growing. You're going through a lot of changes. You don't want to be trying to starve your body or deprive your body of certain things. You might actually do yourself more harm than good. Now, at the same time, you don't want to be a fat kid and be overweight. That's not good either. But you have to find a balance and say, like, okay, I just ate some food. I'm full. I don't need nothing else. As opposed to eating something just because it tastes good rather than because you need it. Does that make sense? Like, a lot of people eat for enjoyment and for pleasure, and that's how you get fucked up out here. If you're eating food because you need to eat, that's a whole different story than eating food that you don't need to eat. You know what I mean? Food that you just eat just because you feel like you really need to, or you feel like you want to. You see my point? So, yeah. Avery said I saw one of the My 600 Pound Life episodes, and it's just like I can't have pasta without sugar. How do you ever think of that? Damn, someone said that. They was like they gotta have sugar with their pasta. How does that work? What does that even mean? Do they have like a pasta dish and they like just take straight regular plain sugar and pour it in there or something? That sounds weird to me. Like, I'm sure everyone has experienced sugar with certain things or some sweet with certain things that seem odd and weird. But hey, if that's how he's doing it or she, I don't know who it is, fucking putting sugar in their pasta. That don't even sound like it tastes good. Just to be straight up about that, it don't sound like it tastes good. Sweet pasta, bro? Like, what the fuck? I want some savory ass pasta. I want some fucking pasta with the garlic basil damn seasoning, the sauce. Alfredo sauce is cool too. I like the red sauce pastas more. You know what I mean? Shit, I like all pastas for real, at least all the ones I've had. But, you don't ever think to put no fucking sugar in there. I definitely didn't. That sounds crazy. Hold on, wait, what? My lady just said black people do that all the time. My dad never did that bullshit. What you say? Yes. What you talking about, dog? You didn't see him put no sugar in his sauce? But no, see, my lady just making up shit. Yeah, that's probably what your family do. Well, listen, okay, maybe like a little bit of sugar in the sauce or something to give it a little sweet edge to it. But see, even then, like for me, bro, I don't think to do shit like that. Me personally, I assume it might taste good, but like, nah, nope. I know for a fact my dad never did that shit. My dad never did that bullshit. I didn't grow up with them teachings, man. She said black folks do that all day food, sugar and everything. I mean, listen, for real, I have seen that quite a bit. You know, not in my household because my mom was white and my dad was black. My dad, he did put sugar in some stuff, but like, it'd be shit that made sense. Like, yams, sweet potatoes, candy yams, shit like that. But no, I don't think I've ever seen my dad. And if he ever did, it wasn't like common. But I have seen like in black households that for whatever reason, man, my people, bro, we seek to get diabetes. We just seek it out. We say, diabetes where? I'm trying to find you. I want to meet you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why? Like, what the fuck? It's no surprise to me now that like there's a high diabetic rate amongst black folks. High obesity too. Like it's called metabolic syndrome. Basically, your body's not functioning properly, and when you have metabolic syndrome, you end up having a cascading effect of problems. You could end up having heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, atherosclerosis, all type of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Start to have problems with your bones, your organs start to fuck up. It's a big ass problem, man. It's not just black folks; it's everybody. But it really hits black folks hard because, like, I don't know. I guess we be eating dumb shit or going about food in a dumb way. Not a whole lot of education when it comes to nutrition in the black community, unfortunately. You know, but I feel like that'll change. Matter of fact, there's a dude here in my city where I live who is real health conscious, and he's actually kind of big on YouTube. Look up Yaki. I think his name Yaki the Awakened. I think that's his name. Yahki. He actually is from my city. He's here right now. He got a whole business here that you can go to and visit. He'll hook you up with all the different types of herbs that you might need for anything in particular. Now, I've never went to his store, but I am aware of him. You know what I'm saying? He's actually all the way up at the north of the city here. When I found out he was from here and that he got a shop here, I was like, that's what's up, dog. That's hella fucking cool. Cause shit, where I live at, boy, if you go further north, man, it gets real ghetto and real hood. You know what I mean? And I'm sure that a lot of people up there don't know a whole lot about none of that shit. You know what I mean? They too caught up in some other bullshit. Straight up. Let's see. Avery said that's nasty. What, talking about sugar in the stuff? Yeah. Why said that show's still on there? Famous. Who are you talking about? Oh, talking about 600 Pound Life? That show been around for a minute, man. It reminds me of like them shows that they used to have on MTV back in the day, like True Life. Was it VH1? No, that was MTV, right? True Life. True Life was cool though because they would talk about all type of different shit. Avery said, when I was younger, I didn't know how to read that well, so I was reading one of my brother's textbooks because I was bored and I thought it said orgasm, it was organism. Yep. Easy to get those two confused, I understand. Yep, sugar in the sauce, yep. Avery said, you funny. Ooh, that sounds like something my grandpa thought of when he was drunk. What, putting sugar in the shit? Because I don't know, I met a lot of skinny black people. Okay, well, you probably met some skinny black folks, but it is no, how should I say this? Just look it up. How about that? Google it right now, Avery, and say what percentage of the black population in America are overweight, straight up. And then break it down after that and say what percentage is diabetic. You know what I mean? The numbers are high, man, too high. And when you make up like only, 11, 12, maybe 13% of the entire population, and like a good majority of the people in your population are like fucked up, that's a big problem. You know? Especially if you want to have some type of like common sense representation. Because why would you want your people to be out here fucked up and sick? You know? Because now you can't make good decisions because you can't think right. And when you don't make good decisions, it just impacts things negatively, not just for you, but the people around you. So, yeah, man. He said, yes, bro, oh, shit. The show's disgusting. Yep, it is. I've seen some crazy shit on that show before, too. I can't really think of a whole lot in particular I found out from watching it, but I do have memories of just seeing people do shit that I'm just like, this is bizarre. You're so big you can't even get out of bed. You're so big you can't fit through doorways, but yet you continue. I saw this one, there was this young dude and his dad would like buy him buckets of chicken and buckets of like fried food and fast food, and his dad would like have to go out multiple times a day and spend like $30, $40 worth of fucking fast food, bring it back to him, and just his son would just sit there and eat it. He would just eat till it's gone. You know what I mean? It might take a nap at some point during the day and just lay on top of himself. Like literally, he couldn't lay down flat. Like he just would like sit up on himself in a pile. Like he was the pile. It's almost like he's sitting on himself as a beanbag chair. You know what I mean? It was sad to see. I was like, oh, this is fucking weird. The dude can't sleep normal. He'll be just sitting up on top of himself looking like Snorlax from Pokemon and just fall asleep just like Snorlax. You know what I mean? I'm like, this dude needs some damn help. He's gonna fucking die like that. Like it's amazing that he even got that big and is still alive. You know what I mean? Like how the fuck, bro? I think if I allowed myself to get that big, I wouldn't make it. I would just be dead. I'd be fucked up. I wouldn't make it. You said I googled it. Wow, that's so sad. Yeah. So what's the number, Avery? Since you talking about all the people I met are skinny, type in the uppercase and lowercase letters. Telling some every black person I met was skinny. Yeah, that's just a very very small snapshot of what's going on. You know what I mean? There's way more people than you've ever met out in the world, and you might just got that small sample size of just only a few people that are actually skinny. But if you look at black folks, man, damn near every other black person is overweight. Oh, The Whale. Is that the movie with Brendan Fraser? Is that movie? But yeah, what's the percentage there, Avery? What's the percentage? What does it say about my people, man? How many black folks are overweight or obese or diabetic or something like that? What? Oh, what's that, y'all? Let's see. You was talking about me. I don't get it. You said you was talking about you. Okay. You said, oh, Brendan. Yeah, Brendan. Yeah, Brendan Fraser. Yeah, man. I never saw that movie, but I saw it advertised. But he just wouldn't stop eating, right? Wasn't that the case? He just wouldn't stop eating. Avery says students in 9 to 12 were 50% more likely to be obese than non-Hispanic white. My bad. I keep yawning, man. I need to take my ass to bed. I'm gonna wrap this up soon. We gotta wrap this up soon, y'all. Okay, yeah, you was talking about the people you knew. No, I know. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we can't look at life based off our own personal experiences all the time, just because that might give us a false representation of what reality actually is. Does that make sense? Like a lot of people can say, "Well, I've never done this," or I don't know anybody like this." It doesn't mean that's not the case, you know. Especially when it comes to like, not saying that you were doing this, Avery, but let's just say someone's getting into a debate about something, and all of a sudden, that person doesn't believe what that other person's saying just because they've never seen that before. It's like, well, if they can break down the facts to you, right, instead of like trying to refute it, just look it up and see if that's the case. Try to see if that's actually the answer, you know? Because people will sit there and argue with you, and it ain't you doing it, Avery. It's definitely not you. But I'm saying people, you know, in general will argue with you when they're fucking wrong. You know what I mean? Or their perspective is wrong. And they're like, well, that's just my opinion. It's like, well, listen, person. It's not about no fucking opinion. That's cool, that's your opinion, but you're wrong. You know what I mean? Because what I'm saying is actually the truth, and you're going based off what you think it is. You know, so there's a big ass difference. So, yeah. But yeah, always keep that in mind, folks. You know what I mean? You may have only a limited understanding of a particular thing, and that's just for anybody, any random person in life. Whether you're in the chat or not, whether you're sitting in the back or not, whether you're watching the restream on this, the replay or not, that's for every living person on earth, man. It's like, you know, if a person speaks with a lot of conviction, I'm not saying always believe them, for sure never do that. But like, hear what they have to say, and if you can't refute that, you don't have no actual facts to refute it, then don't even try. Because if anything, you know, you might end up looking real crazy. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. It's better just to hear what they have to say. It's not even important to win a debate or a conversation all the time. Just find it, because like you should be a knowledge seeker. Anybody should be trying to just find out as much knowledge as possible rather than trying to always be right. You see my point? It's not always about being right. There's not a fucking contest. You don't win a trophy for being right. All you get is self, you know what, validation, gratification. There's hella fucking zombies here. Holy shit. See if I can shoot him down. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, what a perfect position to be in too, man. I didn't even get the damn supply boxes. Oh, we didn't get the high score. I'm gonna have to do the damn mission again, man. Well, not today. Not damn today, okay? Because we finna go. It's time to end the show, man. Time to get the hell up out of here, yo. But look. Like the video on the way out for me. I appreciate y'all being here, man. I had fun with y'all. Had a lot of great conversation today. Amazing stream, man. If y'all want to clip up any of this shit and send it to your family, friends, and anybody random in general, y'all want to put it out on YouTube, something like that, I don't care. Just make sure you mention my name and somewhere in it. Put my name up on the video or some shit like that. I'm cool with it. You know, yeah. Have people check me out and see what I be talking about, man. What we all be talking about, for real. But yeah, like the video on the way out. Hit the like button. Okay, hit the like button. It's real simple. It's real easy. It's sitting right there too, man. I know y'all see it. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Okay, hit the subscribe button too. While you're at it, you most definitely need to do that. All right, chat. So to all y'all, even the ones in the back, man, that don't be typing nothing. I hope you all. Okay, I hope all y'all out there have a great rest of your morning, evening, noon, or night. All right. I appreciate y'all, man. Straight up. I'll miss you too, Avery. Most definitely, man. Shout out to you, Avery. Thank you. Thank you very much. And Bunny and the rest of y'all. You know what I mean? Bunny said thank you for your service. Well, my pleasure. Thank y'all for being here, man. But yeah, I'll be back at some point later today. Not too sure when, but we'll be here, okay? For sure. Later today. At some point. Yeah. See Mr. Grandma, there you go. Well, don't be sad, folks. We'll be back another time, you know. Another time. Same place, but another time, okay? But yeah, with all that being said, y'all, hope y'all have a good one out there. whatever time is, wherever y'all may be around the world. Appreciate y'all once again. And until next time, y'all. Peace out.